in all constituencies across India. What you're seeing on your screens are early leads. It is 10 o'clock. These leads, will they crystallize into seats by the end of the day? We'll have to wait and watch. But this is not the one-sided game that was being predicted by the exit polls. That much is very clear. As of now, just take a look at the bottom half of our screens, and this is where the story is, ladies and gentlemen. The NDA at 303, down 47. The India bloc at 213, up by 83. Others at 28, they are down by 34. Again, early leads, we'll wait for them to crystallize. Interesting story playing out in the state that sends the maximum number of MPs to the Lok Sabha, which is the state of Uttar Pradesh. There is data coming from there, and I'm taking this data strictly from the Election Commission. The India bloc, which was projected to win no more than 10 seats, at best 12, I believe, as far as Election Commission data right now is concerned, is leading in over 30 seats in Uttar Pradesh. This is a great strike rate for them. The BJP was they were expected to sweep Uttar Pradesh. That, it seems, is not happening. They are projected to do better than the 2019 tally of 62. In fact, they were expected to increase some seats, go up to 65, 66, only slightly ahead of the India bloc. In Amethi, interesting fight in Amethi. Again, early trends, ladies and gentlemen, so I'll just ask everyone to hold their horses. But in Amethi, it seems Smriti Irani is trailing. Let me tell you this. 10 minutes ago, when I checked data in the Election Commission website, Prime Minister Narendra Modi was trailing by 6,000 votes, and then he is now leading by 1,000 votes. So early trends right now, these will have to crystallize, but this is the battle that is playing out in the state of Uttar Pradesh. This was supposed to be, a completely one-sided fight. The India bloc had absolutely no hope, according to the exit polls. Turns out that there has been a fight on the ground. I've been saying, was there a fight just in the studios and not on the ground? Again, I don't know. It's just 10 o'clock. I don't want to just race ahead before the Election Commission comes out with final numbers.
The numbers are changing
very quickly.
But Shreya, if these numbers hold true, the real star of this election is the Samajwadi Party. And it's great for Akhilesh Yadav, because for him, the kind of decline he saw in the last few years, I think it's if the party is doing well, it looks up for the party in Uttar Pradesh, particularly when it comes to the next assembly election.
I think we're hearing from Jairam Ramesh as well. Can we quickly put that out? Okay, we'll go to Jairam Ramesh, but before that, just again, keep your eyes on the bottom half of the screen. What we are going to do is put out the state of Rajasthan. The BJP ahead on 14 seats, while the Congress, it seems, is leading in 8 seats. The Congress was supposed to do okay this time in Rajasthan. There were 4 or 5 seats that were given to the Congress party in Rajasthan. Right. The numbers are changing constantly, though, in the desert state, and it indicates that this too, difficult to say, Nilanjanda.
Yes, definitely. As we are saying, these are changing. But the story is that the exit polls have turned out to be not very correct, it appears, if the current trends are maintained. We must keep on saying the right of what we were saying when we were discussing the exit polls even earlier this morning, that these are exit polls, and if these trends are maintained, so if the trends now are maintained, then the exit polls would have got it fairly wrong. It also means that we are heading towards a more competitive politics.
That's good.
That, I think, in any way is good, because if we actually look at India's history, it's not that coalitions have done badly, have not been good for India. India has done very well during coalitions, Through the entire 90s, the 6 years of Mr. Vajpayee's government and the 10 years of the UPA government, India did not do too badly.
Okay. Jairam Ramesh, I think, is now speaking on the early trends. We must listen to him. Early trends. This is Jairam Ramesh, ladies and gentlemen.
तमाम भूतपूर्व बनने वाले हैं। कब ऐसा हुआ है कि प्रधानमंत्री पीछे चल रहे हैं? किसी भी चुनाव में ऐसा नहीं हुआ। प्रधानमंत्री वाराणसी में खुद पीछे चल रहे हैं।
nahi, acha, chalo. That is a badmashi bite, as I say. I mean, no one expects the Prime Minister to lose from Banaras. He was trailing by...
Prime Ministers have lost.
Yeah, but
really,
Nilanjan Das, we have to be realistic.
No. My job is always to put the rider to say that, look, anything can happen in elections, which is actually true.
But again, these numbers are changing very rapidly. What you saw 3 minutes ago has completely reversed 3 minutes later. Okay, Maharashtra. This was always supposed to be a close fight between the ND and the India bloc.
Rajasthan was supposed to be. Rajasthan has turned out to be.
Both alliances are leading on 22 seats each. Just take a look at the numbers. Just put out the Maharashtra numbers as well. Both alliances leading on 22 seats. Rajasthan too close to call. The BJP leading on 14. The NDA bloc in 8. The fight is, as I said, neck to neck in Maharashtra. 22 seats each in the battle of the Parivar in Baramati. Now Supriya Sule is leading.
Just one point about Rajasthan, Shreya. You know, I think it tells you something about the importance of a chief minister as well, right? Madhya Pradesh, the BJP seems to be doing well. That's the current chief minister, another story. But Shivraj Singh Chauhan, who was chief minister until very recently, is hugely popular in the state. And a lot of votes go more in his favor because he's still with the party. He's very much dedicated to the party and not the prime minister necessarily. Rajasthan, the BJP just decided to put up whoever it, sort of fancied as the chief minister who did not have a governance record, who was not a popular pan-Rajasthan leader. You can't just do that. You can't sit in Delhi and call the shots and assume the state voters will just follow suit and will just listen to you. So I think it's important. There are many important lessons for the BJP as far as these current numbers are concerned.
A quick word on the key candidates as we take a look at the states. There was an early scare for Prime Minister Modi. Let's just put that out. The key candidates. A bit of an early scare for Prime Minister Modi. Now, he's of course leading in Banaras. And I have absolutely no doubt in the fact that he'll win by a huge margin. Rahul Gandhi, again, key candidate. Can we just put out those pictures, please? Rahul Gandhi fighting from 2 seats. He's fighting from Raebareli. He's fighting from Wayanad. He's leading in both. We'll just try and get the graphics up, guys. Okay, it's on the left side. If you see, it's a small graphic. I just hope, wear your chashma if you can't see it. That's what I would do. Amit Shah is leading with nearly 2 lakh votes from his bastion of Gandhinagar. So Amit Shah leading as well. Again, these are fights, that are more or less settled. Key battle playing out in the state of Kerala. This is where Rajiv Chandrasekhar is pitted against Shashi Tharoor. And it seems, again, Rajiv Chandrasekhar was trailing till half an hour ago. Now he is leading. So Shashi Tharoor, the sitting MP who's eyeing a 4th term there, is now trailing. But again, seesaw, and this seesaw...
It's been quite a seesaw, yes,
correct.
Since the morning.
And in fact, a lot of other seats as well, including Baramati.
Right. Baramati has also seen that seesaw trend.
Yeah. So let's see which way this goes. Ladies and gentlemen, we thought that we would be in a position to call this election at 11 o'clock. Dada, wo nahi hone wala.
Not at all. Not at all.
I don't think anybody is calling the election at 11, not even political parties. Everybody is waiting to now see what election commission puts out.
Because by the end of it, those will be the numbers that we'll have to go by.
If all the contests become very tight, then it will keep on changing till about 2 p.m., 3 p.m. We don't know when
you're sitting here all day.
Here we were rejoicing in the morning. Sab khatam ho jayega 11 baje tak.
Jaldi chutti nahi hogi.
Nahi hogi. That is true.
Yeah.
How are the markets doing? The markets are a bit jittery.
Obviously.
Let's just put that out.
Understandably so.
Markets in the red as the results, well, we don't know, as the early leads actually are showing a fight. The India bloc putting up a fight. This is not what the pollsters had predicted. But again, ladies and gentlemen, these are leads. At 10 o'clock, these are leads. The numbers will change. But the fact is on your screens. The Sensex is down by over 1,000 points. Just help me understand this, if any one of you understands the markets. Yesterday, the markets, after the exit polls, Nilanjan, and we'll try and get someone from ET Now as well on the show. After the exit polls, 3.39%.
There is a general perception that
record highs, etc. And then what happens?
Stable government with a majority, a thumping majority, is supposed to be good for the markets. That is the general perception. So it goes up. Something which is uncertain, the moment the BJP's numbers start coming down, it means, all kinds of questions are there. What can be the combination against? Who will be the Prime Minister? All these uncertainties means that investment gets pulled out of the market, which means that stocks start going down. That is the first thing which happened.
Yeah, obviously, with counting like this, which is really going in a, all kinds of directions. Obviously, the market would be jittery and would want to wait to see what happens. Till then, it's going to be jittery. I mean, how can the market rejoice or not rejoice in a situation
I
like
remember this, way back. This is a story which I'll tell you, something about our media. This is the 89 election. Yes, the 89 election when Rajiv Gandhi lost. I used to work for a Sunday newspaper at that time. We were having the editorial meeting of the week on the day when with the Janata Dal leadership meeting was going on. A flash came, mind you, this is pre-internet, all dependent essentially on not even fax lines, but phone calls. So a flash came to the office that Devi Lal had been elected as the leader of the Janata Dal parliamentary party. We had a colleague who was our business editor. He was the business honcho of the paper. He coolly picked up the phone, dialed the number and said, "Yaar, mere sare bech do."
Acha.
And then that is it. So uncertainty, sell. Rising, khareed lo, it will rise further.
Ansh, you're joining us from the Mumbai newsroom. You are? Okay. I think ET now is busy with elections as well. Plus, they are having a busy day.
Yes,
Looks so
the markets are having a busy day.
Markets are fluctuating. It is very busy
tumultuous day. Quickly introducing my guest to you this morning. Hello, everyone. Good morning. You'll just have to be a little patient with us because, the leads are changing very quickly. Siddharth Yadav is spokesperson from the BJP, joining us from the BJP headquarters. Salman Soz, good morning, joining us from the Congress headquarters. Thank you very much. Faizan Kidwai is spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party. Asif Ansari is a political analyst. Krishna Hegde, spokesperson Shiva Sena. Anand Paranjpe continues to be with us. Vijay Lakshmi Kode, Rahul Tiwari, of course, Nilanjan Dar, Dr. Ruhi Tiwari, I beg your pardon, Dr. Akash Deep Muni and Tehseen Poonawala. Thank you all very much. We'll all come to you in just a bit, but first, can I go to Ansh? Ansh, the markets are having a bit of a jitter and a scare. They are watching television too closely.
Yes, that's true. So the gains made in the previous session actually driven by exit polls seems to be getting washed away. Nifty today has washed away its all gains. It has registered actually its biggest single session decline in over 2 years. Also, if we see Nifty, Nifty Bank, Nifty Mid Cap, Nifty Small Cap, all have broken their previous session lows. Also, India VIX has spiked by over 20%, indicating heavy volatility in the market. Now, if we talk about sector indices, then yesterday all sector indices were in green, and today all sector indices seems to be trading in red. And PSU Bank, which was the top sector gainer in the previous session, is down over 5% today. Here we are seeing that if we talk about market breadth as well, that also seems to be bearish because over 85% of large cap stocks are in red, over 90% of mid cap stocks are in red, over 95% of small cap are going down. Also, BSE market cap is down by over 18 to 19 lakh crore today. So market does not seem to be liking the results.
Thank you very much, Ansh. The markets, well, the results are not out. Maybe the markets do like the results. Abhi to leads hain, they certainly are not liking the way the leads are going right now. But by the looks of it, and Ruhi, you pointed this out, and I'm just going to turn our focus back to the state of Uttar Pradesh as we continue to see that the markets aren't exactly cheering the leads that are coming in. I'm looking at the state of Uttar Pradesh, ladies and gentlemen, and well, what do I say? I'm looking at the Election Commission website. Let me just clarify that for you as I get in Faizan Kidwai and Salman Soz in the broadcast as well. Uttar Pradesh ki baat ki hai, so there is a breaking for from Uttar Pradesh. Smriti Irani is trailing from Amethi, as I said. And when it comes to it seems that the Prime Minister is now leading. Anyhow, coming back to Uttar Pradesh, the BJP right now at 39, ladies and gentlemen. We have Samajwadi Party that is turning out to be the star of the show at 31%. These are leads. The Indian National Congress at 6. It was 1 or 2 last time. The RLD is at 2. Faizan Kidwai, I know that every spokesperson who came to the channel after the exit poll said, let's wait for the exact poll. Now, these are again early leads, but by the looks of it, the Samajwadi Party is the one that is doing extremely well in Uttar Pradesh.
Shreya, let me start with saying you, when you introduced us, you said kindly be patient. to that, I just want to say we have been patient for the past 10 years, so I don't mind waiting for another few hours. That's perfectly all right. As far as the trends which we are seeing not only in Uttar Pradesh but in Maharashtra and all over India, it's the people of India who are fighting this election. It's the people of India who have stood up finally against this jumlebaz dictatorial regime of Bharatiya Janata Party of Mr. Narendra Modi. Can I please just put a share here of Mr. Habib Jalib? He says, तुमसे पहले जो शख्स यहाँ तख्त नशीन था उसको भी अपने खुदा होने पे बड़ा यकीन था और ऐसे यकीन करने वालों के यकीन बहुत बार टूटते हैं, घमंड टूटते हैं. आज टूट रहे हैं घमंड, एटलीस्ट इनिशियल ट्रेंड्स में तो टूट रहे हैं. एंड आई एम श्योर दीस ट्रेंड्स विल होल्ड, थिंग्स विल ओनली बिकम बेटर फॉर द इंडिया गठबंधन एंड वर्स फॉर भारतीय जनता पार्टी. एंड दे like it's a very big thing. Imagine the Prime Minister of India was trailing. The Prime Minister of India was trailing up. So that definitely means Narendra Modi is not the star campaigner of Bharatiya Janata Party anymore. Narendra Modi is not popular the way he was. Like I heard somewhere that Amit Shah is leading by 1 lakh votes. So Amit Shah is more popular than Narendra Modi. It's high time that Bharatiya Janata Party should ask Mr. Narendra Modi to kindly step down, because it's Narendra Modi who has brought Bharatiya Janata Party to this level.
Faizan,
the downfall of BJP is all should be credited to Bharatiya Janata Party, Mr. Modi.
देखिए, rhetoric is all very well. देखिए Faizan, rhetoric is all very well, but you and I know how voting is done in this country, right? For 4 or 5 minutes, the Prime Minister of this country was trailing. Now he's leading by 15,000 votes.
It's a big thing. It's a big thing. It's a big thing.
No, it's not a big thing, yaar. It's not a big thing.
Supposedly,
the
come on, Shia. Don't defend the Prime Minister. Don't defend the indefensible. The individual who was supposedly the biggest politician on the face of this planet. Bharatiya Janata Party says Narendra Modi is the most popular politician on the face of this planet. That man is trailing. Come on. Yeah.
No, he's not trailing now. Siddharth Yadav, he's not trailing now. He is leading actually by 15,000 votes. But the picture, at least at 10:17. It may change by, 12:17 or 1:17. But at 10:17, the picture is not looking very pleasant for the BJP in the state of Uttar Pradesh. Again, I'm only going by what the Election Commission is putting out, because I want to be careful here. I don't want to mislead our viewers. The BJP right now, according to the Election Commission, leading in 39 seats. Remember, the BJP had won 62 seats last time. 62. Samajwadi Party leading in 31 seats. How many seats had they won last time? 5. The Indian National Congress is leading at 6 seats. How many had they won last time? 1.
32 and 48 now. BJP 32, Samajwadi India 48.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Depends on where the numbers are coming from.
I'm taking my numbers from the Election Commission. Anyhow, respond, Siddharth Yadav, respond to the numbers that we are seeing.
First of all, my friend from Samajwadi Party was speaking about the seat of Varanasi. I'll just request him, Hindi में कहते हैं, थोड़ा ठीक लगा लो, इतना भी मत करो. अभी the Prime Minister is maintaining more than a 50% vote share in Varanasi for 5 minutes. मतलब this happiness is going to be fleeting very soon. पर आपको ये खुशी आपकी मुबारक है, 2 घंटे में तस्वीर बदलने जा रही है. पर आप अपनी इस खुशी को, इस 2 घंटे की खुशी के लिए आप बिल्कुल खुश रहिए, क्योंकि 5 साल के लिए the people of this country have chosen a government. They have chosen prosperity or distribution over your property distribution. And let me tell you, take that seriously. There's only one national party in this election.
It's all because of these jumlas that people are voting you.
Please, have the audacity. Please have the courage to hear me out. Let me tell you, Shreya, after the results are out, there will be only one party which will have seats, which will have vote share in all states of this country. One party which is going to do better pan-India, and one leader which is going to have popularity from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, from Attak to Cuttack, from all regions of this country, from all borders of this country. So these are very early trends. It is 10 o'clock, 10:30 this morning. The final results, or a clearer picture will be able to, we are going to see that around 12:30, 1, 2 o'clock. So but I congratulate my friends from the India Alliance. At least for a few hours, they're not going to blame the EVM. They're not going to blame the Election Commission. And they're not going to abuse the people of this country who have voted for Prime Minister.
At least
Salman Soos, would you want to come in here?
Alliance.
Specifically for Uttar Pradesh?
Well, thank you.
ये बात तो है. At least now you're being called the India Alliance. But let Salman Soos come in. Yeah.
So first, let me just make a small correction. I'm not in the AICC office. In fact, in 2014 and 2019, I was in AICC office on election results day, and we lost badly. And this time, I decided that I will not be in Delhi, and I will come home, just so that maybe there's some good luck for us. So I'm here. And Pan India, I think the early trends are encouraging for us.
Probably they might perform even worse, sir. Don't take it upon yourself.
No, I mean, my friend from the Bharatiya Janata Party, is very confident about the PM's popularity from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. Meanwhile, BJP is not contesting a single seat in Kashmir because they're so popular. But anyway, the issue I think in front of us is that, look, these are still early trends. I think I don't get too excited and I don't get too gloomy by early trends.
It is very interesting to watch.
But I think what we are seeing is that this election seems to be sending a message that the people of India should not be taken for granted. The issues facing people were very, very grave. They're about livelihoods. They're about inflation, which is really, hurting families. It's about things like Agniveer scheme. I mean, you will see that the Agniveer scheme has repercussions not just in the traditional Haryana kind of Western UP belt, but in Himachal, in Maharashtra, all over the country, people are looking at these kinds of things and saying this is not good. So, all the promises, this whole idea that if you give five kilo ration to people, they're just going to vote for you, and you actually you're telling people we're doing this as a favor to you. Meanwhile, this is a right. Food is a right enshrined in the constitution under the UPA government. So this is people's right, but the BJP, the way they have done this, is like basically told people that you are under, we own you in some ways. And I think people have basically sent a message. You don't own us, don't take us for granted, and learn some humility. And I hope the BJP does learn some humility, but I'm hopeful for our alliance. I'm very hopeful that in UP especially, we will do very well. Samajwadi Party, Akhilesh Yadav ji has been consistently saying that we're going to do much better than the exit polls are suggesting. In fact, he had said that we would get more seats than the NDA, the BJP out there. So let us hope. I'm hoping for the best.
Okay. It's 10:23. We'll just wait for these leads to concretize into numbers. I just need to keep qualifying that. This is going to be a long day for everyone. We had thought this would get over very quickly based on the exit poll. Seems it's going to be a long day for everyone. Yes, Mr. Yadav, you wanted a quick word. Then I want to go to the state of West Bengal. यहाँ पे a rout was predicted for the TMC. It's not working out that way, but go ahead, please, Mr. Yadav.
Yes, I just request my friend from the Samajwadi Party will just...
Can you give me a minute? Can you give me a minute? Can you give me a minute? I'm sure you won't mind. Mr. Yadav, Mr. Yadav, Prakash Javadekar is joining me on the broadcast. Give me a minute, I'll come back to you. I'm sure you won't mind. It's your leader only. Mr. Prakash Javadekar, good morning to you. Sir, is it turning out to be as good a morning as the BJP had perhaps anticipated? If you look at the numbers on our screens, mane fight hai.
See, there is no fun in victory without fight. But the truth, finally what will emerge in the evening is, BJP has registered its third massive victory, and Modi is going to be the Prime Minister for the third time of the country, realizing and working on the vision of developed India. So that is the sum and substance of what is happening today. No two elections are equal. And I'll tell you one example. In Uttar Pradesh, subsequent election in 95 and 97, I think, two elections, all the parties' strength were the same. Same means exactly same. But when I studied deeper, 1/3 of seats were changed of each party. So elections always are different. But here the basic thing is very clear that NDA is winning handsomely and Modi is becoming Prime Minister again. So to speculate on a raw data is not a good idea. So today I'm in Kerala. Kerala, we have made a change in Kerala politics. Our two candidates are leading and leading comfortably. Even Rajiv Chandrasekhar and Suresh Gopi are leading. And there is one more surprise also that can happen. We are waiting for that. Let us see. So this is the first time Kerala will be sending any MP or BJP to a parliament. And what is important is Kerala, our vote share, which was 10 and 12%, will be more than 20%. It's a very massive change in Kerala politics. So we are now the third pole of Kerala politics. This is because of Modi ji's leadership, trust he has created, the faith he has achieved in Kerala.
Ajay, sir, you just spoke about another surprise that could happen. Bataiye, what surprise is this that you're talking about?
In Kerala, we are also expecting one more thing to go in our favor, but let 5-6 rounds be over, then only we can tell. Yeah.
Okay. Chaliye. So we have approximately, the Election Commission is telling us that four rounds
is not a small thing in Kerala.
I agree. But if out of 62 seats, right now, correct. So, Mr. Prakash Javadekar, I want to ask you this. I'm just going to, you turned the focus on Kerala where you are hoping to open your account, which is all very well. But let me shift your focus to the state of Uttar Pradesh, sir. 80 seats aati hain, yahan se BJP does very well. Last time the BJP had won 62 seats here. Right now, Yes, I agree. And it's a good move also. I mean, if you are opening an account, I will congratulate you, of course. But I just want to turn your focus to Uttar Pradesh because this is where the story is becoming absolutely fabulous and delicious and interesting. The BJP right now, sir, is only leading in 36 seats. The Samajwadi Party is leading in 33 and the Indian National Congress in 7. Sir, this is data that is coming from the Election Commission. This is not data coming from anywhere else. Are you a little taken aback at what is coming out from Uttar Pradesh, given the fact that the BJP traditionally does well here?
I am working in practically every election since 1971, last 53 years. And let me tell you that elections always bring some surprises. And that is what election is all about. Elections cannot be all exactly. So many times I say, I don't react on exit poll, I react on exact poll. Today is exact poll. So we'll discuss, but that even discussion will take place only after 6 p.m. That is the right time to discuss. But I agree that every election will bring some new surprises. What is else?
And surprises are good in a democracy. Only the markets don't seem to like surprises. Mr. Prakash Javadekar, can I then ask you, you're accepting, right, that the 2024 election is not the 2019 election? It's not playing out the 2019 way, whichever way we end at 6 o'clock this evening.
No, but it can be much better. See, we are, no. We final figure will be little more than what we achieved in 2019. We are very confident that the final results, not after 4 rounds, but after 24 rounds, we will be more than what we were in 2019. In different states, different results can take place. But even UP figures, you will get. Yeah. Yes,
I agree with you, but this is not fair. आपने अपने केरला वाले, Mr. Javadekar, आपने अपने केरला वाले 2 candidates को तो जिता दिया after 4 rounds of voting. In Uttar Pradesh, you are saying wait till 6 o'clock. We will do better than last time. This is also not fair, na?
No, I'm not saying, no, 1 minute. See, I agree. Therefore, I said the complete analysis is possible only after 6 p.m. Not now.
ठीक है,
Let the
ठीक है.
counting be over.
Okay.
We are now discussing the trends. And in trends, yes, there are different trends emerge in different states. That is the election. Otherwise, why there will be election? And people in our country, robust common sense is very effective. And more importantly, they take their decision on the perception. So let us see, let us wait for a little complete picture after 2 p.m. Okay? Thank you.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Javadekar, thank you very much. I hope you will join us at 6 o'clock and then we will revisit this conversation we've had.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye. 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 Siddharth Yadav, you were saying something before I interrupted you. Please go ahead, complete your point because I'm going to shift my focus then to the state of West Bengal.
Yeah, Shreya, I was just trying to point out to my friends from India Alliance that no time in the day since morning, since the trends have to come out, the Congress party or the alliance has even surpassed a 250 mark, and Bharatiya Janata Party is way beyond forming, NDA is way beyond forming a third time government. And still, and that's why I request them to hold their thoughts for a while. According to the official Election Commission data, the Bharatiya Janata Party is already leading on more than 230 seats. The NDA has crossed the 272 mark. We are reaching what we had set as our target. The people of this country has given us enough mandate, enough blessings, enough support, and we are very confident when the final results will come out. The picture is going to be very clear. But my friends from the Congress and the entire India Alliance are, all very excited for this 2 hours of joy that, let's claim this glory of that and take this enjoyment. But we are prepared for a 5-year work.
Okay. Mr. Soos wants to come in. Gentlemen, quickly, because West Bengal and Odisha are turning out to be very interesting.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes, so just one thing. Sometimes you have to look at some bellwether seats. You have to see what's happening in those seats to get a sense that maybe something really is changing. I urge you to look at the seat of Gurgaon or Gurugram in Haryana, a seat that no one was expecting Raj Babbar to do well in. He's leading by a very healthy margin there. That tells you what might be happening in Haryana because nobody was giving Gurgaon to us. Nobody. And look at what's happening there. Please take a look at that seat. That will tell you a story about the country, perhaps.
Okay. Can I just quickly look at West Bengal as well? This is where the BJP was expected to do better than the TMC. The TMC dismissed all exit polls. They said nothing doing, kuch nahi hone wala. Let's wait for the exact polls. It seems, according to the leads that are coming into us, and these are early leads and trends, the Trinamool Congress is leading in 22 seats, ladies and gentlemen. The BJP in 10 and the Indian National Congress in 2. This data has just revised itself, continues to be the same. The TMC at 22, the BJP at 10. Ruhi?
Yeah, so, the figures last year were 22 for TMC, 18 for BJP.
Correct.
I wouldn't think that it would be much different from last time because Mamata Banerjee is a very strong regional leader, continues to have a very, very strong hold over the state. Unlike a lot of states where the BJP has penetrated, West Bengal has remained a bit of a difficult turf because she is, at the end of the day, a popular leader. And the question in West Bengal is that the two of Mr. Modi's strongest points, women and welfare, are also Mamata Banerjee's strongest points.
Correct.
So she gives him very, very tough competition on those 2 points. I mean, that's something that cannot be ignored. He's competing with someone right up his alley.
But those are the strong points of Naveen Patnaik as well. And Naveen Patnaik and the BJD are not doing that well in Odisha. I'll come to those numbers in just...
Naveen Patnaik has been in power for a very, very long time.
24 years.
Very, very long time.
78 days away from becoming the longest serving chief minister in India. So will that happen or not? We'll see. Asif Ansari, would you want to respond to that? Political analyst joining us, pro the TMC. It seems that Mamata Banerjee's suggestion that the exit polls may not have been the exact polls is, at least for the moment, at 10:34 turning out to be true. It could change in the next 2 hours, huh? Okay, there are some pictures that are coming to...
Yeah, can you, am I audible?
You're on mute. Could you unmute yourself, please? Yeah, you're absolutely audible. Please go ahead.
Yeah, good morning to everyone. It's a new day and it's a new hope
Good
for
morning.
all the non-BJP candidates and the party members. The thing is that what Mamata Banerjee has said regarding the exit poll, the exit poll which have shown it was totally incorrect and it was out of proportions. It has been said that the one channel of the Chanakya, it has given the 400 mandate to BJP without, I think it's so impractical to give such a numbers to a party which is going to anti-incumbency factors to all over the India. Have you seen the TMC party? What is what would not be the reason for not gaining the party in West Bengal? Mamata Banerjee, as a chief minister, has gone so far for doing for the development of West Bengal, where she could achieve the landmark numbers over here. But the thing is that if you find the resources, if BJP is claiming to get a hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you completely. Please go ahead, complete your point. Yes, I can. Complete your point, please.
Yeah, that what I am just saying, that you just you see the resources. What the Prime Minister today, you will be saying in the terms of revenue, Bengal is lacking far behind where that 23 years of CPM regime, 34 years of CPM regime has become so back economically after coming back in the power. TMC gained so much of economical gain over here. So the fact is that now you see the resources where Prime Minister is coming for a rally. He is spending so much of money going every part of the Bengal, whereas the Chief Minister of Bengal cannot afford to go to inside of the land where she has the voter, but still with the minimum resources he has.
Okay. No, how's a ruling state government? How does she have minimum resources? She has enough resources and more. But from Bengal, let me just switch our focus. I'll come to Maharashtra, ladies and gentlemen, in just a bit. I urge you to have some patience because I'm looking at Odisha. This is where the BJP was expected to do very well. Remember, Odisha has voted for the assembly and it has voted for its Lok Sabha as well. I'm just sticking to the numbers that the Election Commission is giving me as far as the Lok Sabha is concerned. The BJP, ladies and gentlemen, by the looks of it, out of 21, this is looking to be a clean sweep. The BJP is getting 17 out of the 21 seats in the state of Odisha. The BJD is getting 2. And by the looks of it, ladies and gentlemen, the BJP could be forming a government in the state of Odisha as well. Those numbers will be out in just a bit. But as far as the Lok Sabha elections are concerned, ladies and gentlemen, here's the story coming in from Odisha. The BJP was expected to do well, but the BJD, as far as the Lok Sabha numbers are concerned, Ruhi, wiped out. The Indian National Congress at 2, the BJD at 2. Now we know why Amit Shah didn't want an alliance with the BJD.
I mean, these are certainly surprising figures. What did you say about the assembly election figures?
I'm just going to quickly check. I'm just going to give me a minute. Give me a minute here. All right, here it is. The BJP is leading, so 147 seats in all. And these are the assembly figures. What I gave you previously, ladies and gentlemen, that figure on your seats is the Lok Sabha figure, just to clarify. Now what I'm giving you is the assembly figures. 147 seats. The BJP, Ruhi, you asked, leading in 57, the BJD in 38, the Indian National Congress in 10. In fact, we have some Udiyas here in the newsroom. They said, Madam, आपने कभी resort politics Odisha में नहीं देखा, शायद अब शुरू हो जाएगा.
Oh God, that is left, yes.
Yeah, but no, about the BJP, they've done it. If these numbers hold, they have done it.
Yeah, I think the caveat right now for everything is if these numbers hold, because it's been quite a tumultuous morning and numbers have been fast changing, etc. Now look at this, the gap narrowing between the NDA and India Alliance on your screen even further. So, yeah, but if these numbers hold, then the BJP has managed to make sizable inroads in Orissa.
But again, the whole question about women having your own constituency, welfare schemes, Naveen Patnaik has done fabulously on all those counts. And yet, he's losing at least as far as the Lok Sabha elections are concerned, by a huge margin. And by the looks of it, the assembly constituencies, if these numbers hold, the BJP is set to form the next government in Odisha. But again, qualifying, I think we'll have to qualify after every 3 sentences.
Yes.
It's 1040. By 140, this may change.
You know, also there is something to be said about voter fatigue, right? It doesn't mean Naveen Patnaik is unpopular. It just means the voter gets bored. Look at what happened to Shivraj Singh Chauhan in 2018 in the assembly elections. He lost by, BJP lost by a margin despite his popularity and despite PM Modi's popularity, because he had been the chief minister for so many terms. People were just bored. They didn't dislike him. They still liked him, but people were bored. So there is something to be said about voter fatigue.
So there is a big political churn in the state of Odisha. And by the looks of it, Odisha has been saffronized at 10:41. Things will change. Things could change. As far as the battle for Andhra Pradesh is concerned, ladies and gentlemen, well, what do I say? The YSRCP completely wiped out. If you look at the right-hand side on your screens, that is where the Odisha numbers are. That is where the Andhra Pradesh numbers are. Quickly going back to the Andhra Pradesh numbers, ladies and gentlemen, we saw some celebrations at the TDP office in Andhra Pradesh. So the TDP-BJP alliance very comfortably, absolutely and very comfortably in a position to form the next government in Andhra Pradesh. This is really southern politics churning, ladies and gentlemen. The BJP plus, which means BJP plus TDP, at about 117. Salman Soz, any comments?
Well, this was going to be a tough fight in Andhra Pradesh, and we have not done well. Clearly, we've tried, but we knew that we would not do as well. But clearly, the TDP BJP alliance has really done a great job out there. But let me just say that when the national picture unfolds, with TDP pretty much forming its own government in Andhra Pradesh, who knows what the national equations tend to be if the NDA is just close to the majority mark overall. So, a lot is to be seen still. I think, these are still early kind of hours. I think a very, very interesting day and possibly very interesting next few days.
Now, Salman Soz, what are you saying? Are you saying that if the India alliance is close to forming a government at the center, you could see the TDP and Mr. Chandrababu Naidu walk over to your camp? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that if the India alliance is close to forming the government, that means the people of the country have spoken that despite all odds, despite all the money and frankly, a lot of media support, a lot of big business support, all the agencies, everything, the people of the country have basically taken this election into their own hands and said, we will not be taken for granted. You will not rule this way. You will not rule like kings, and your arrogance will be crushed. And if that is the message, then I don't see how other parties can stay on the side of the BJP. I don't see it.
Oh, okay. Gopal Krishna Agarwal, spokesperson of the BJP, is also joining us from the broadcast. He's joining us from the BJP headquarters. Mr. Agarwal, I think maybe by the end of the day, there will be congratulations in order for the BJP when it comes to the state of Andhra Pradesh and when it comes to the state of Odisha. But are you looking at the picture that is being thrown up from across the country? The NDA at 292 down by 59, the India Alliance 222 up by 92, and others at 30 down by 33. Will you also, like all the other BJP spokespersons, ask us to be patient and say, "Abhi ruk jao, picture abhi baki hai"?
Sure, Shiaji. It is just only now 3 hours that the counting is proceeding. I think there will be big changes in the whole outcomes. But what I want to tell from this is, if you only look at the current scenario, I would expect that the opposition now will say, at least now, that they have full faith in the democratic institution of the country, and whatever may be the outcome, they will have faith on the EVM. They will not question the EVM, whether it is in Andhra or in Odisha, that they will question EVM, and where in Uttar Pradesh they will say that elections are fair. This bipartisan way the way they were trying to create narrative between South and North divide, the democratic institution, democracy at perils in India, all these narratives and aligning with the Western forces which are not conducive to India, they will come. I hope that they will desist from today onwards, from this point of time. Our final outcome will come when everybody will know in the evening. And we are very hopeful that our last 10 years of work, where India's image at the global level has seen a big boost. Our economy has grown at a very good pace. Our welfare delivery of more than 30 lakh crore has gone to every person. People will do their analysis based on our past 10 years performance, and they will come to the right conclusion. Our democracy is matured. People are very well aware, and I think what we respect the outcomes at this time also, and at the end of the election result today, whatever the outcomes, we respect. It is the opposition which has to now commit itself to the democratic values of the country.
Okay, Salman shows that jibe and tana is coming for the India bloc, that at every stage, in every phase, the one thing that the opposition successfully did was raise a question mark and doubts over the entire electoral process. The BJP spokesperson is very simply asking, bhai, ab to kuch nahi bologe na, if the India alliance ends up doing well. At least then all these tanas about the election commission should stop.
I am also asking if the NDA does a very good performance in the end of the day, still they will have faith?
Gopal, let me just
go
say...
ahead, Mr. Sos.
Yes, let me just say that, although Gopal is a reasonable spokesperson of the BJP, but I'm shocked that on this day, he would basically brand the opposition as influenced by Western things and basically cast as an anti-India party. They should be ashamed. There are crores of people who have voted for the India alliance. Crores. And possibly as many as for the NDA. You should be careful about what you say about your countrymen and women. You should not be speaking such language. On this day, at least have some humility. What is this nonsense about calling everybody anti-India? Just because there is a fight over ideology. We say that everybody is together. We'll all fight together. We'll all be together. This is shameful, Gopal. You should not be speaking like that.
No, Mr. Sos, you were talking about North-South divide.
The Prime Minister, the Prime Minister basically, the Prime Minister said, Gopal, the Prime Minister,
2 days back,
you should keep in mind that the Prime Minister
you were questioning the democratic institutions.
BJP doesn't have any morality about.
You were questioning the impartiality of the election commission.
Why should we not? When
gentlemen, let's move on.
2 days.
चलिए हो गया लड़ाई हो गया
when the election commission passes ridiculous orders, when the Prime Minister is basically calling सुनिए पहले मेरी बात सुनिए, मैं आपको बताता हूँ, आपको जवाब
अरे भाई
जवाब तो देने दीजिए ना।
होंगे तो सब
जेंटलमैन, लड़ाई फिनिश, लड़ाई ओवर, today's results day. Okay.
Let me give you the answer. The Prime Minister, the Prime Minister,
Mr. Sos and Gopal, let's move on. Let's move on, yaar. Ho gaya. In the past, whatever has happened.
No, but
today is the day of results. The fight is over.
But that's what I'm saying. Why on this day are you basically saying that the opposition alliance is an anti-India alliance? Why? Who are you? Who are you to give us a certificate? We will probably get the same number of votes, maybe more than you. Who are you?
I'm asking you that you will... I have only 2 questions. I have only 2 questions that India's democracy is vibrant. Do you agree or not? This is the only question, not past. I am talking at this point of time. India's democracy is vibrant. Are you sure about that? I am asking this question. India's democracy is vibrant and we did a fair job on the democratic front.
Let me respond to that.
I am asking you a futuristic question.
Let me respond to that.
At this point of time, I want your commitment. I want
responding
your
to that.
commitment that,
Gopal, let me
that you
respond.
respect the Indian democracy at this point of time.
Gopal, let me respond. If we leave this democracy to the BJP and the RSS, it will be destroyed, and we are fighting. We're fighting to protect this democracy. And that is what the people of this country are telling you. Please take a lesson. Please take a lesson from this election. The people of the country are saying that we will not let you destroy our democracy. This election has not been fair. Look at what has happened throughout this election. We have arrested two chief ministers. Two chief ministers have been arrested. Is that fair?
This election has not been fair. You are saying
this election has not been free and fair.
Gentlemen,
yet the people of the country, are telling you. Yet the people of the country are telling
why are you saying this election has not been free and fair?
Yes, this election has not been
look at the leads that are coming in. If the leads hold, then they have been free and fair, yaar.
क्या कहते हैं आप
party, BJP is the only ruling party.
Institutions को आपने
ठीक है अच्छा रुक जाइए अच्छा आप दोनों रुक जाइए रुक जाइए रूही wants to come in मित्रों 1 minute
See, there are 2 points for both the opposition and the BJP. सर आप बोलने तो दीजिए किसी और को
बोलिए
The opposition, I hope this puts an end to this conversation about EVMs. हो गया बहुत अब. I don't think they should talk about it. And 2, BJP listen in humility simply because see why would you come up with तो 400 पार नारा? अगर आप सरकार बनाते हो third term में वो भी बहुत बड़ी बात है ना कि आप 3 terms तक last कर रहे हो. You only have yourself to blame for setting these unrealistic, completely hubris-ridden targets and then now being subjects of taunts by everybody. So both sides have some lessons to learn in this.
And the fact is, look, here's the thing. By the end of the day, what are the numbers that anyone needs to form a government? And what is the vote share?
Yes, why would BJP get into such kind of hyperbole? It doesn't make sense.
No, it's a good walk cry. Abki baar 400 bar rhymes as well. I mean, it's good to be ambitious, no harm.
Just Modi Sarkar, or something like that would have worked, right? I mean,
should we take a look at Maharashtra? Maharashtra was expected to be closed. Akashdeep, I apologize. Maharashtra was expected to be closed. Again, I'm looking at the numbers that are coming to us from the Election Commission. Total number of parliamentary seats, 48, the second highest after Uttar Pradesh. These are the numbers as they stand. It seems the India bloc, the Mahayuti, is doing very well. The BJP is at 12. The Uddhav Thackeray faction of the Shiva Sena, this is such a khichdi. The Uddhav Thackeray faction of the Shiva Sena is at 10. The Indian National Congress is at 9. NCP, the Sharad Pawar faction is at 8. The Shiva Sena, the Shinde faction, is at 7. And the NCP, which means Ajit Pawar, is at 1. And independents are at 1. So, bhai, when we look at the numbers, Vijay Lakshmi Khode, thank you for your patience, by the way. I know you wanted to come in a couple of times into the conversation, but go ahead. When you look at these numbers at the Election Commission, again, I'm just qualifying this. I apologize, I'm correcting myself. These are not numbers. These are leads and trends, ladies and gentlemen. These could change by the end of the day. But just looking at what we have on our screens right now, Vijay Lakshmi, go ahead, please.
Surprisingly, with the propaganda that the BJP had of, everyone saying 400 par and the propaganda of the exit polls and everything, I thought, honestly, today I would wake up to the sounds of firecrackers with, freshly fried jalebis and all. And I thought that the opposition leaders might take, that let's wait, let's see what is happening is I think, a cautious stand that I was hoping that the opposition leaders would take. But surprisingly, what I'm seeing since morning is that the ruling BJP is saying, let us wait. Now, it is something very different and something, that why are they being so cautious is something I'm still trying to figure out. And it's probably because the landslide majority that the BJP thought it would win, the propaganda that it had created in the minds of the people, that 400 par is going to be a landslide majority they're going to have, that doesn't seem to be happening. If at all anything would happen, it would be a very, very close fight overall. Overall, throughout the country, it's going to be a very, very very close fight. So having a landslide majority and that sort of arrogance is not going to work. And I think because Indian elections are anything but predictable, and I think we should give our voters the credit for it. I know, especially when Maharashtra is concerned. Now, the voters in Maharashtra, I believe, are very conscientious sort of voters. Now, And somehow we have bore the burnt of the dirty politics that BJP has played over the past few years. Coming and breaking the core of the political parties. Ensuring this philosophy of Sama Dama Danda Bed sort of a thing, but completely forgetting that we are living in modern times, having a modern democratic electoral process wherein they will have to be accountable. They knew that they are going to be held accountable at the time of the elections. And somehow that is what we will see at the end of the day when it comes to the elections. Now, I am very sure that the voters are going to hold BJP accountable, especially for what they did to the state of Maharashtra, the dirty politics of Maharashtra.
Okay.
And as far as the Sharad Pawar-led NCP is concerned,
I'm going to let Krishna...
one thing. Just one sentence. As far as the Sharad Pawar-led NCP is concerned, we are going to rise like a phoenix in these elections.
Sharad Pawar NCP only at 1. Mr. Anand Paranjpai, good morning. Not looking like a very good morning for Mr. Ajit Pawar.
Can I come in here?
Acha. We have Krishna Hegde, spokesperson. No, I have Krishna Hegde, spokesperson of the Shiva Sena here. I don't have Mr. Paranjpai, so I apologize for that. But before I go to that, just take a look at what's on your screens, ladies and gentlemen. The exit polls, post the exit polls, the markets were cheering. They had reached record highs, etc., etc. Today, the markets are completely in the given the early leads and trends we have seen, the Sensex is down nearly 3,000 points. Not very happy with the prospect that this has been a close fight. Again, early leads, early trends. Mostly by 11:30, 12, the picture is crystal clear as to who's forming the next government with a majority, a clear mandate, etc. One thing I can safely say, this election has not gone down the way the exit polls had predicted. When this election had begun in April, ladies and gentlemen, everyone had thought this is a done deal, aana hai to jeetega to Modi hi, etc., etc. And that, by the way, still may happen by the end of the day. But this has turned out to be a fight. This has not turned out to be a one-sided match. For the moment, a complete bloodbath. That narrative has changed, but the bloodbath in Dalal Street is not something any one of us can cheer. This is, an investor's wealth being wiped out. So, irrespective of which party you're on, I think no one can cheer what is happening at Dalal Street. Krishna Hegde, anyhow, moving away from the markets, would you want to respond to what Vijay Lakshmi was saying? Tight fight bola tha or tight fight hi lag raha hai?
Vijay Lakshmi ji was saying that we broke 2 parties, the BJP broke 2 parties. You can't break away 100 MLAs, that too in a space of 4 months. You don't break parties like that. They just want to leave you and go away. That is the writing on the wall. Why would 100 MLAs leave you in 4 months and leave? Secondly, when you are saying that the BJP did this or that, let me remind you, it is the BJP and Shiv Sena who fought the elections together in 2019 in Maharashtra in the name of Hindutva under the leadership of Narendra Modi ji and the ideology of Balasaheb Thackeray ji. The same Balasaheb Thackeray ji, Hindu Hriday Samrat, who said that jo din mujhe Congress ke saath haath milana pade, main meri dukaan band kar dunga. And it is Uddhav ji who went with the Congress, it is not the other way around. So secondly, let me tell you that these are early trends and the NDA is still over 300 and it is NDA which is going to form the government under the leadership of Narendra Modi ji for the 3rd time. And what Salman Sood was saying, the murder of democracy, and he was talking about humility and he himself was shouting at a fellow panelist, I don't think it works this way. And if you're talking about the issues which were given to us, some of the issues were given to us by Sam Pitroda. He was talking about inheritance tax. He was talking about making people poor. He was talking about racial discrimination. And it is your leaders who given us the ammunition to fire at you. So why are you blaming yourself? And this election
but the ammunition, Mr. Hegde, but the ammunition was nowhere aimed at the Prime Minister bringing up Mujra and Mangal Sutras, no? And Ghuspetiyas.
No. Where did the Mangal Sutra come from? It was that Sam Pitroda said that the inheritance tax would be 55% on each and every household. And whoever had a house or any jewelry would lose their jewelry if you have that inheritance tax which is imposed on the people of India. And therefore the Prime Minister bought a Mangal Sutra. What's wrong with that? I thought he just made the explanation simple, but you took it in another way. The other thing is, now we have to
And
analyze in
mujras and
Maharashtra.
घुसपैठियाज and जो लोग बच्चे ज्यादा पैदा करते हैं.
No, let us talk about the issues in
कहाँ तक
Maharashtra.
explanation देंगे Mr. Hegde?
नहीं,
Exactly.
वो तो explanation देंगे, हमारा काम ही है
Easier,
explanation
that's easier
देना,
to do.
उससे कोई issue नहीं है. Now let me tell you, these
So,
people have no
no,
faith
you have
in the
you have
Supreme
said
Court.
what you
They
had
have no
to.
faith in the High Court. They have no faith in the EVM. At 5 o'clock today, they'll start, shouting about the EVM yet again. And then they'll say, okay, the country has gone down, democracy has been murdered. And the same story will continue for another 5 years. All these things don't work this way. The people of India are clever. They know whom to elect. They know who will take the country forward. Yes, it's a tough fight, we admit, but these are early trends. Let's wait till 5 p.m.
Okay, let's wait till 5 p.m. I think that is, those are wise words and those are words we'll stick by. But Niranjan da, welcoming you back to the show. I'm welcoming Karan back to the show as well.
Good to be here.
Karan, MVA leading in Maharashtra. This was supposed to be a close fight. There's khichdi politics in Maharashtra for the last 2 years. We'll see which way this goes. Whichever way it goes, it's an interesting battle playing out. Niche, there are visuals of TDP workers at headquarters in Vijayawada, absolutely elated about the fact that not only have they swept the Lok Sabha elections, they also have swept the assembly elections. So that's congratulations to them. And the YSRCP completely wiped out, actually. If you look at the numbers that are coming in, completely and totally wiped out.
The one common string is loyalty, if I talk about it. Even in Andhra Pradesh and in Maharashtra. In the morning only I told you that when Uddhav Thackeray was taking a jibe at the Prime Minister, I said this is a moment of redemption for Uddhav Thackeray. People in Maharashtra, where they revere their leaders as Sahib, they don't like it when their parties are broken and when the old guard is just shifted into oblivion. They do not appreciate that, and that's precisely what we saw, and I had expected that. Pretty much this was expected in Maharashtra. Maharashtra, the voter will also, just as we all are taking time to understand which party is this, kaun si wali Shiv Sena, kaun si wali hai. So people are going to take some time, and which is what lays the ground for a very interesting assembly election for Maharashtra this year. It will be very, very interesting there. But all in all, Shreya, one thing that we can all be happy about is that today there is cheer in every quarter. And at least democracy is alive, vibrant and kicking, and nobody is going to cast aspersions on the election commission or on the processes. At least that we should all reach a consensus by now. That's my humble request.
I'm again just now trying to log on to the, to the election commission website because it's just best to, trust what the election commission is saying. But we had both of you in the morning.
Yes.
And in the morning, though, the way the numbers were going, and they were actually just sprinting ahead.
Yeah, I had
for
sounded
the
a note of caution.
Yes. That is where wisdom comes, and that is where experience.
It's a collective victory that we were right in actually.
Saying hold your horses.
Hold our horses.
I was running ahead, I think. I was running ahead with the numbers.
No. At the end of it, it is the three of us in the morning who said, let's not run away, let's not get overexcited. There was a consensus amongst all of us.
But what are these numbers telling you? Dada, it's 11 o'clock. You have covered many elections before this. And I'm going to come to you as well. But Dada has covered more elections than you and me combined.
I'm all ears.
So I just want to ask you, how should we read these numbers? Now, every neta, every NDA neta who's come on this show in the last 4 hours has said, wait, these numbers will change.
Yes.
And the NDA is going to form a government by evening. Okay, maybe they will. 272 is what they need. 272, probably they'll get more than that only. But when you see this picture on your screens, the lower half, what is the story that it is telling you? And how will it turn out by the end of it?
I'm not very sure about the NDA staying what it was prior to the elections. There is a very strong chances. We are in a country of shifting loyalties. It is quite likely that many opposition parties who are many parties which are part of the NDA may not like to continue with them any longer and would like to switch allegiance to the India alliance. It is quite possible. It is also possible that they may think that now we will have a slightly diminished Mr. Modi, so we will be able to dictate terms to him just the way that coalition partners did with Manmohan Singh, especially towards the end, when he said there are compulsions of coalition politics. Mr. Modi has not ever had the need to show his skills to manage a coalition. Possibly he does not have, from whatever little I understand of him, about his personality, he is either his way or the highway. So listening to the coalition partners is possibly going to be very difficult. So we are in for a much more competitive politics in the country and a greater debate and respect to the institution of parliament.
That's a good thing. A strong opposition. And if by the end of this election we see a strong opposition, it's good for this country. It's good for our democracy.
Yes, definitely.
I think more than strong, a responsible opposition is good for the health of our democracy. If large reforms are stalled, I mean, as the farm laws were stalled.
But you can't rush through laws as well, na? Doing dadagiri and manmani, which this government has done.
So they should be discussed on the merits, right? Just taking to streets, causing blockades, that is also not called for in a democracy. It was an illegal blockade that happened at Shaheen Bagh, that farm protest. If these sorts of blockades are going to be strengthened by the increased number of opposition, then it's a sad day. I think the opposition should also behave responsibly. Tomorrow we might have a lot of reforms, whether it's land acquisition, tomorrow it could be farm laws also in a different way. So I think the opposition also should start respecting whatever mandate they get, in an increased role. If with power they do not show responsibility, I'm afraid they'll go back to the margins that they came back
from.
So
you already are saying...
Here at this stage, that before expecting the opposition to behave, whichever party is in opposition, it could well be the BJP, which is in opposition. Parliamentary traditions, are they being followed? They have to. Look at the number of bills which were referred to the standing committee, which is a mandatory, tradition. It has been completely reduced in the last 10 years. You do not pass laws without referring it to the standing committees. Let them study. Where is the, you actually passed the very important laws in 2 hours, 3 hours in Parliament between 2019 and 2014. The one on Kashmir, you did it, just in a matter of a couple of days. So let us be more, greater adherence to our parliamentary traditions and the institutions. Let us not completely devalue the institutions. It's very important. That is why I say that the numbers on the side of opposition is actually going to strengthen the democratic polity of this country.
I think, Shreya, if there is one party that has obstructed parliament, that has boycotted parliament, and literally burnt taxpayers' money by reducing parliament to this, I think it's the opposition. And there have been multitude of instances. Sometimes they pick up Pegasus, sometimes they pick up Adani. So let's not go there. I think the opposition is very irresponsible thus far. I hope that with greater numbers, some wisdom dawns on them, and they begin to exercise responsibility, which has eluded them completely thus far.
We also need to take into account the record of the Bharatiya Janata Party as the opposition party between 2004 and 14.
Firstly, two wrongs don't make one right, and secondly, it pales in comparison. The obstruction caused by the Congress, it pales in comparison what BJP did, and that was also not right. I don't take that in empty spirit either.
For the last 10 years.
Two wrongs don't make one right,
now
sir.
This is very funny.
This debate post 6 o'clock, ladies and gentlemen, for the moment, what we can safely say, as I welcome our guest this evening, Adil Boparai, happily on his phone. I think he's just doing a quick check of the numbers as they come in. Hi, Adil. Good to see you. You can just say a quick hi and go back to your phone if you wish to.
Hi, good evening.
Advocate Sushil Vyas is spokesperson of the...
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Arey, evening to hui nahi hai. We are all hoping evening ho jaye because evening ko hi pata chalega what the real figures are. Because what we have is early trends now. And the trend seems to be fairly favorable as far as the India bloc is concerned. So when the India bloc was saying 295 and everyone had dismissed it, about
If you remember,
I remember. But
on
I'll
the
still
1st
say
of
wait.
June at 8:30 p.m., I told you exit polls are fabricated. I told you they're fabricated. So regardless of the final numbers, regardless of how these numbers indeed crystallize, I think one thing is very clear. The exit polls were fabricated. I think the other panelists of yours were also present, who are present today. This was a handiwork of the BJP's duo, the exit numbers.
No, that's not right.
No, maybe they got it wrong. But fabricated kyun, bhai? They have their reputations and line as well. Adil.
5 lakh sample.
Fabricated.
3,600 assembly constituencies
why.
they toured.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. I have a justification.
Let's not paint everyone with this.
I have a justification.
Casting aspersions is
I have
not
a justification. I have a justification. Hear me out. Hear me out. I have a justification. Look at the market numbers yesterday. Look at the short selling which has happened. And God willing, if the India Alliance comes to power, the SEBI will investigate this. The SEBI will investigate how the exit polls predicted a landslide and how short selling happened on the stock exchange. This is another scam. And some of your media outlets, some of your sister channels also participated.
Election khatam hua nahi, you are already inventing a new scam, yaar. Exit polls can get it wrong, but why call them fabricated? Anyhow, it can be your view. Quickly, Adil, any common numbers that we are seeing on our screens here?
There are two, three things, there are 2-3 aspects, Shreyaji, which your viewers must consider. Number one, a key takeaway. This is an election which is going down to the last wire. Number two, the exit polls have got it entirely wrong. Number three, the people of this country fought the BJP electorally. They fought the institutions which were previously captured by the BJP. We kept on reminding an election commission which was in coma to ensure a level playing field. The Congress party's bank accounts were frozen 10 days before the elections. Our chief ministers were arrested on the eve of the elections. We fought against all odds. And the initial numbers indicate that the people of this country, at least I'll hold my horses till about 2 p.m. But one thing is very clear, the palpable anger which all of us saw, the palpable anger which we saw in UP, the palpable anger which we saw in Haryana, the anger which we saw in Maharashtra is coming to fruition. The BJP's, the initial results are a repudiation of the BJP's arrogance. The problem is their arrogance. And Indian politics, and I'm of course much younger than all the August and the esteemed persons on your program, but one thing which I have learnt and which I have read is that the Indian voter does not like arrogance.
Okay, 272 is what any bloc will need to form the government. And even if we go by the trends that are on our screens right now, the NDA has crossed that 272 mark. So they are in a position to form the government unless kuch aur jhol hota hai. The India Alliance at 231 up by 101. You wanted to respond, come in, and then I'm going to Anuja.
First of all, Shreya, I'm witness to an arrogance of a different sort, even though they have not yet won. And they're nowhere close to winning. It's going to be Modi 3.0, all said and done. Yes, the margins can be different. And secondly, this bluster, it doesn't work. Their accounts weren't frozen. They were on lean. They hadn't paid their 20% which they should have paid. They didn't follow the procedure.
Sab election
so
ke pehle
this
yaad
sort of
aaya na?
entitlement,
3 election ke pehle yaad
3
aaya?
साल से चल रहा था. Just as Arvind Kejriwal refused 9 summons, similarly, from 3 years they were bypassing the date again and again. They appealed in the tribunal. They were reprimanded there also. So, you know, brazenly flouting law and norms and then playing victim, it doesn't work. And at least that they should not do now, at least. Now that the institutions have worked well, saying we made the election commission function. Who are you to make the election commission a vibrant institution? Sitting there, you can't cast aspersions on our democracy, on our institutions. That is very unfair. It is showing you getting 213 votes. At least respect that now. Bring some grace into it. If people have given you greater seats than last time, show some maturity, show some grace.
Achha, but you are accepting that.
What am I expecting?
You are accepting that the India bloc has done very well. You are accepting.
It's done better.
It's done better than what? 1 minute. You are accepting that, right?
Yeah, sorry.
That the India bloc has done much better than the BJP had anticipated them to do. And it's unexpected for the BJP.
Absolutely. So yeah. What is there is to be accepted. Let's agree on that. Of course.
Adil, go ahead, because Anuja is waiting and she's wondering why we have not come to her. And she'll accuse me of doing partiality and not going to the BJP spokesperson.
I'll just take 30 seconds. Please see how the discourse was lowered in this election. My friend was speaking about grace and decency. Who used words like mujra in an election? Has such a phraseology, has such a pejorative phraseology ever been used in our 75 years? Ever been used? How the opposition was targeted, how our manifesto was distorted, how a specific section of our society was targeted, was demonized, how mainstream media was captured and they became a mouthpiece. So therefore, let's understand. This is ultimately the results and the initial trends indicate that the people of this country closely monitor all this. Play by the rules of the game. Don't alter a level playing field. You may be in power today, you may not be in power tomorrow. The fact of the matter is there has to be decency in politics, which the BJP has forgotten. I come from Punjab, Shreya ji, and let me say this. I've been wanting to say this for a very long time. We were vilified as Khalistanis.
Aaj to bolne do. Haan.
The football of this country, a state which sends their young boys to the army. We've defended the country's borders. We've made innumerable sacrifices. We were called Khalistanis. Our young wrestlers from Haryana are national jewels. And these people talk about decency.
Okay. What I just saw on screen was not very decent, actually, the TDP celebrations. But we'll just take that off, guys. Quickly, because I am going to the Samajwadi Party that is turning out to be the story of the season. I mean, just look at, again, ladies and gentlemen, everyone thought Uttar Pradesh would be a sweep, a clean walkover, as it were, for the BJP. They had 62 seats last time. What was the prediction? That the BJP on its own will go up to 65. This is where the numbers stand at 11:16 a.m. I'm saying this could change. This could change. We don't know if it changes or not in the next couple of hours. But this is where the numbers are, ladies and gentlemen. BJP at 37 on its own. The Samajwadi Party at 33. The Indian National Congress at 7. So if you combine the two, that's already 40. The RLD is 2, which is, of course, with the BJP. Vivek Silas, national spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party. Go ahead, please. Good morning. This is turning out to be a very good morning for the Samajwadi Party. Subeh, you know, Akhilesh Yadav has raised some questions about the election commission. आप तो नहीं करेंगे ना? आपको तो अच्छा नंबर दे रखा है.
Very good morning to you, Shreya ji, and all my panelists, the viewers. Yeah, it has been a good day for the Samajwadi Party, and it was just to charge our, our youth and to charge the people and supporters of the Samajwadi Party that we have to be alert. That was the thing. And today you are showing that Samajwadi Party definitely with the alliance is around the 40 mark seat, but our data shows that the Samajwadi Party has crossed the 50 mark in Uttar Pradesh, which is very substantial, which is very good. We are very thankful if it contains like this till the end. Very thankful to the people of Uttar Pradesh. The campaign was excellent. The response that we were getting from the people of Uttar Pradesh was absolutely phenomenal. The same thing I said in Varanasi when I was debating with Times Now, and no one was ready to believe me. Even the spokesperson of the BJP literally fell down from the chair. He said, this is a joke and you are daydreaming. I said, no, I have seen the reality on the ground. So I think it's the contest that is happening at the moment is excellent. I hope to form the government. We hope to form the government by today evening. Let's see what the final data comes out. But thank you so much for the cooperation to the people of Uttar Pradesh and the people who have supported the India Alliance and the Samajwadi Party.
But where are you getting this 50 figure from? Mr. Silas, where are you getting this 50 figure from? Abhi to the election commission is giving you 33. How are your numbers racing faster than the election commission?
No. Actually, the numbers that are coming is on the WhatsApp group that has been that is the Samajwadi WhatsApp group where I'm attached, and we get all the data instantly from everywhere. So it could be 51, 49, whatever. Yeah. Right now we are standing on 50.
Okay, we'll see it rises into seats actually. Before Nilanjana, can you give me a minute? I know you're giving me interesting figures, but I quickly want to get in Anuja. Anuja, 37 for the BJP. This is This is where double engine ki sarkar is. This is where Yogi is a popular chief minister, and I can tell you that he is a popular chief minister. Prime Minister Modi continues to be very popular in the Hindi heartland, especially in Uttar Pradesh. I come from Lucknow, so I can attest to that. Yeah, the Karan as well. Did something go wrong in your calculations? Because by the looks of it, it did.
Jai Shri Ram. No, nothing went wrong. It's just the starting of it, which they have quickly celebrated. I would just say wait and hang on, because there are rounds which need to be fulfilled. The EVM, they have now, I hope, as we've all clearly saying, at least they will not bite us back on the EVM. They will celebrate their, what they look like right now for them is they want to celebrate. So what with this, we look around. अरे तो मैं सवाल का जवाब ही तो दे रही हूँ. कहाँ जा रहे हैं हम? किसने बोला जा रहे हैं? उत्तर प्रदेश हमारा है. योगी मोदी ये डबल सरकार यहाँ है. क्या लड़कियों का बलात्कार फिर से वापस आएगा? क्या गैंगस्टर का राज फिर से वापस आएगा? क्या मोदी और योगी ने जो इन्वेस्टमेंट यहाँ लाके करी है उसको कोई भूल सकता है क्या उत्तर प्रदेश में? क्या ये जो बुलडोजर के साथ जो योगी ने एक अपनी अपनी जगह दिखाई है, एक जस्टिस दिखाया है, क्या लोग भूल जाएंगे? मुझे नहीं लगता. मैं सिर्फ याद दिलाना चाहती हूँ समाजवादी पार्टी को कि आप बहुत जल्दी अपना केक मत काटिएगा, क्योंकि अभी वक्त है और वो वक्त होगा कि जब सामने नजर आएगा आपको. तो इसीलिए आप अपना बहुत जल्दी अपना जो एक गुरूर आप में नजर आ रहा है, this won't go well with you. So what we are seeing, and we are hanging on. We don't want to get overconfident onto this. We are confident enough under the leadership of Modi ji. And what he has done for Uttar Pradesh, what Modi and Yogi has done, you will see, you will figure out, because everything
you said
is connected with Uttar Pradesh.
I need to respond, ma'am.
Achha, you said Jai Shri Ram as you began. 1 minute, Mr. Silas. Just to tell you that Faizabad, Ayodhya, still no clarity on who's winning this one. There's been a seesaw. Sometimes you have the BJP candidate up, sometimes you have the Samajwadi Party candidate up. So has Ram Mandir had any influence in this election? That remains to be a subject of debate, whether this is a Ram election, a Ration, or something else altogether. But all of that will come into play only post 5 o'clock, ladies and gentlemen. The plan was, mota, Mr. Silas, the plan was that by 3 the picture will be absolutely clear, and the victory parade will then take place at the BJP headquarters. In the morning we were even discussing what time the Prime Minister is expected to speak, and all of us were unanimous in our analysis that perhaps prime time 8 o'clock. We'll see if that happens or not, because it may very well happen, but that will not be the story. If these numbers hold, that will not be the story. The story will be the story will be the opposition. But Mr. Silas, go ahead. You wanted to say something.
Yes, as the panelists from the Bharatiya Janata Party said that we are arrogant and we are egoistic. Not at all, ma'am. We are abiding by what the people of the mandate the people of Uttar Pradesh has given. I think Karan, my dear friend, is sitting here. We were on a debate in Vijay Chowk about, say, 15 days back. Karan, if you remember, I said the Samajwadi Party will be winning the Ayodhya seat. And you are astonished. I said yes. And at the moment, as of now, let me tell you, the Samajwadi Party is leading Ayodhya by 5,620 votes. 5,619 to be precise. So yes, the people of Ayodhya, or if you see in Purvanchal, I said, Karan, the second thing that I told you was that Purvanchal has 27 seats. And we will be doing, yes, and at the moment the Samajwadi Party is leading in 18 seats out of those 18 seats out of those 27 seats. That is what I told you, because we were on ground, we were working on ground, we were working hard, and the response that we were getting from the people of Uttar Pradesh was phenomenal. And I just hope that this data hangs on and Samajwadi Party increases its tally.
नहीं विवेक जी, I was just thinking उस समय आपकी जुबान पे सरस्वती बैठी हुई थी, कुछ अच्छा ही मांग लेते आप, कुछ अच्छा मांग लेते भाई उस समय।
करण भाई मैंने तो आपसे कहा था कि आप लोग को बहुत सरप्राइजिंग होगा, and you also said कि ये तो पूरे वर्ल्ड की एक बड़ी न्यूज़ होगी.
नहीं, I agree, you are bang on. No, अरे मुझे बोलने दीजिए, मैं बताता हूँ. He is bang on, Shreya. I have to agree. And I was thinking about him only right now, and it's coincidence that he's here. But I just hope he had wished something great for the country. समाजवादी पार्टी के लिए 40 सीट भाई अब पता नहीं भाई.
It is great for the country if our democracy if our democracy has a strong opposition.
जो सुबह तक कह रहे थे हम कफन बांध देंगे, जो कह रहे थे अगर हमारे 79 out of 80 नहीं आए तो सही नहीं है कुछ भी. अखिलेश said 79 out of 80 आने जा रहे हैं. If our expectations are not met, then youth are ready to go on the streets. So they are, I don't know how good they are for the democracy, but yes, they've done well. That has to be said.
And you have to give it to the wisdom of the people of this country. Now, if they are the ones saying that the opposition deserves a chance.
Let's see. The wisdom of the people, that's a subjective issue altogether.
The wisdom of this country has trusted the Prime Minister twice, so don't question it.
Let me just complete one sentence. The people of this country in 2014 regretted voting out Vajpayee in 2004, and they called the 2004 to 14 the lost decade. So many reports. So in retrospect, only in hindsight can we know whether it was the right decision or not. But anyways, Modi 3.0 is all set to load tonight. So please relax.
But Nilanjan has some very interesting numbers that he's picked up.
May well have to, bite his own, take back his own words. Trends on counting day is like a cricket match, and we are commentators. So what we say, we are saying as of the moment.
Correct, absolutely.
As of the moment, the Election Commission on its website, which is the most authentic website, has leads of all the 543 seats. It is giving BJP leads plus victory 236. 236, which is 36 seats short of a clear majority of its own. The Congress is getting a lead in 96, which means that collectively the two largest party in parliament are less than 340. 200 seats is being smaller parties. This is actually the message that we can see from this is that this is an election, a mandate which has been given to the smaller parties. So let us not start running down parties on the basis of our perceptions and misconceptions, even as the mandate is coming in. Let us at least respect the mandate of the people. We cannot be like respecting a mandate in 2014 and in 2019, then say suddenly somebody came and did hypnosis. That's not on. You respect every mandate. We respect every institution. We do respect the Election Commission, but we did feel that there were certain processes which could have been more transparent. Right from the government's appointment of the Election Commissioner. Let us not forget that this government changed the recommendation of the Supreme Court of the manner of which appointment of election commissioners. So there's a lot of things which this country needs to undo, whoever is in government. And even if Mr. Modi becomes the Prime Minister with a diminished majority, I am sure that the political compulsions will force him to undo many of his own decisions, and he will do it because he's a pragmatist. But I have studied him, he's a pragmatist. If from within his coalition partners, if he is able to form a government with coalition partners, there may be voices to take back some of the decisions which have been taken in the last 10 years. He will readily do that because staying in political power is of extreme importance to him.
Okay, I'm just looking at the numbers. You're speaking about smaller parties, and I'm just looking at numbers that are coming to us from Telangana. There used to be a strong regional party here, the TRS, that got rechristened to the BRS. Where are they right now? Where is that regional party right now, Nilanjan? Here's what the Election Commission is telling us. The BJP is at 8 in Telangana out of 17. Yes. The BJP is at 8. The Indian National Congress is at 8, which means dead heat here. And the AIMIM is 1. The BRS wiped out from the assembly and wiped out from national politics as well, by the looks of it.
For the moment, yes, but there is never any full stop to any political career, either of a political leader or of a party. So it is definitely a big setback for the BRS. Importantly, Asaduddin Owaisi, is going to retain his seat in Hyderabad. So the big challenge seems to have not been really very successful.
Oh, well, it was a spirited fight.
But
let's give Madhvi Lata that.
Yeah,
in fact, she was the one first of the block.
People
early in the morning.
Smriti Irani did in 2014. This is the first version of...
Smriti Irani, by the way, trailing.
I know. And Smriti Irani finally... one second. Smriti Irani finally became the giant slayer in 2019. So this is Madhvi Lata of Smriti Irani of 2014. In the next time when we see, she will also slay the giant and she'll also win from Hyderabad.
You know that OSC has the status of a
defeating
Rahul Gandhi.
In Hyderabad, that seat, of course, he's larger than life. His family's held that seat.
We're talking about a national
No, I'm
picture.
talking about that one seat. What Madhvi Lata is doing there is exactly what...
I am no great admirer of Rahul Gandhi, but I don't think that...
I am saying exactly what Smriti Irani did. The first time she contested against Rahul Gandhi, she came close, but she lost. Similarly, this time around, Madhvi Lata is given a fight, and if she hangs in there, the next time around, she will beat Asaduddin Owaisi.
She gave a fight with a mandate of 2014 under her belt, under courtesy Mr. Modi. And that is why in 2019, the dominance of the BJP was what actually enabled her to defeat Rahul Gandhi in 2019. So the dominance of... Let us understand one thing, that whatever is the final verdict...
Shreya, one thing that we are still missing because of the high expectations set by the BJP is BJP is still head and shoulders above everyone. We are looking at 236 seats where Congress is not even in 3 digits. Let's not forget this. It is well 2 times ahead of any political party in the fray. Let's not miss that. Just because their expectations are so sky high, just like Virat Kohli, that you expect 100 every time. Let's not forget they're still head and shoulders above everyone.
From 370, they're down to...
From dekho wo alag baat hai, but they are still there. You are measuring them by their expectations.
Let's hear from...
Measuring them by their expectations.
Gentlemen, there is some input that is coming to us from the Congress office. I think this is Salman Khurshid speaking to our reporter Ranjita. Let's listen in.
खड़े होकर लड़े फाइट में हमारे लोगों ने साथियों ने सहयोगियों ने बहुत अपना कंट्रीब्यूशन किया उसको मानते हुए आज हम यही कह सकते हैं कि लोकतंत्र बहाल रहे लोकतंत्र और मजबूत हो और हमारा योगदान लोकतंत्र को मजबूत करने में आपके सामने आ गया है इसको ऐसे ही आगे
फाइट में है क्या सरकार बनाने के अभी अंक मिल पाएगा
मिल पाएगा नहीं मिल पाएगा हम तो सरकार 5 साल से बनाने के चक्कर में हैं लेकिन सच्ची बात यह है कि जब अब परिणाम आ रहे हैं सामने तो फिर अनुमान काहे लगाए जाएं हम विश्वास से कह रहे हैं कि हम एक ऐसी पार्टी हैं जिसको सरकार बनाने का अवसर प्राप्त होना चाहिए हमको कितना अवसर प्राप्त हो रहा है कितना हमको समर्थन मिल रहा है वो आपके सामने
राहुल गांधी को प्रधानमंत्री भी तो 5 साल से 10 साल से बनाने की कोशिश
देखिए जो हमारे मन में है राहुल गांधी जी के बारे में उसको कोई नकार नहीं सकता लेकिन एक बात अनुशासन की भी होती है राहुल गांधी जी ने बैठकर और नेताओं के साथ कुछ निर्णय लिए हैं कि किस समय पर क्या होने पर हम प्रधानमंत्री का चेहरा तय करेंगे तो हम उसके साथ हैं लेकिन हमारी जो मन की बात है जो भावना है वो अलग है
आपके गृह प्रदेश की बात की जाए तो उत्तर प्रदेश में बहुत अच्छा प्रदर्शन इंडिया गठबंधन का दिख रहा है फर्रुखाबाद से आपको टिकट नहीं मिला इस बात का कई बार आपने मलाल भी दिखाया था क्या कुछ
अब पता नहीं फर्रुखाबाद में हम होते तो शायद एक गिनती में 1 नंबर और आ जाता लेकिन आज अब आएगा कि नहीं आएगा वो हमारे सहयोगी लड़े थे अगर उन्होंने अच्छी लड़ाई लड़ी है तो उनको भी पूरी बधाई हम देंगे और देते रहे हैं लेकिन बात यह है कि उत्तर प्रदेश में जो इस समय देखने को मिल रहा है उससे मनोबल बढ़ता है उससे विश्वास एक दफा फिर पैदा होता है जो हम कहते रहे हैं कि उत्तर प्रदेश में हम वापस आएंगे आज लग रहा है कि हम वापस आ गए ये सही है कि समाजवादी पार्टी और हमारा दोनों का साथ आ गई है और किसको कितना श्रेय मिलना चाहिए उस पर आप लोग अवश्य बैठकर उस पर चर्चा करेंगे लेकिन मैं मानता ये हूँ कि हमने एक दूसरे का पूरा सहयोग किया वो सहयोग कामयाब रहा सफल रहा और इसलिए आज हमको ये परिणाम देखने को मिल रहा है
धन्यवाद सलमान खुर्शीद हमारे साथ बात करते हुए हालांकि फर्रुखाबाद पर अभी भी
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, everyone had said that Odisha and Bengal were going to be the states that would be very interesting, Maharashtra as well. No one had even spared a thought for Uttar Pradesh because Uttar Pradesh was a done deal. Turns out Uttar Pradesh is not a done deal if you go by the numbers. And the party that has managed to do exceptionally well, at least as far as the early trends are concerned, is the Samajwadi Party. We'll wait for another couple of hours to see if these trends, these are not even early trends, ladies and gentlemen. To be fair, it's 11:30 and these are not early trends. But if these trends do convert to seats, then the Samajwadi Party definitely deserves a headline tomorrow. The entire India opposition, the India bloc does deserve a headline, but the one party that deserves a headline is Samajwadi Party, because look at all the things that were said about Akhilesh Yadav.
You go to the extent, in 1991, Mr. Advani said, this is one of the most brilliant lines Mr. Advani said, Lal Krishna Advani ji, the victor came second. Now, are we going to say the victor came third? Something for us to deliberate. Not the victor.
Something to think about.
But the surprise came third.
Yeah. So that's something to think about. Because what will be the top? We don't know. Again, this is just based on at 11:34. As of now, let us just keep qualifying this after every 5 minutes, so that we are not accused of misreading the elections and declaring results. As of now, the top headline will be the opposition. The second headline will be the Samajwadi Party, and the BJP also, I think, has as far as Odisha is concerned, West Bengal is Odisha is concerned, not West Bengal.
No, I think a very important point
has
is
been
that
a good
Odisha,
story for the BJP.
Odisha and little bit presence in Telangana, which is getting still not there. The BJP certainly is no longer being just a Hindi heartland party. It is going beyond the Hindi region, despite the kind of pro-Hindi, pro-Hindu politics, which it espouses. So that is, I think, something which is an important takeaway from this verdict.
No, I have to make a comment on Samajwadi Party and Akhilesh Yadav. I've known Akhilesh Yadav, I've met him a number of occasions. He is the least hated politician that I know. Politicians, they have their loyal fans. They have people who are very critical of them. Akhilesh is someone, the degree of likeness may vary, but largely he is not disliked. And I've always said that. I've always felt that, and it's come out in every poll also. So it was, I always a matter of time when that reaps him rich political capital.
But you know what handicaps him, Karan?
What?
The reputation of the Samajwadi Party as being a Gunda party. For
he's
anyone who comes from UP,
baggage.
he's carrying that baggage.
He's carrying that baggage. Absolutely. And he needs to break free from that. No, I am just being fair. I agree that he carries that charm with him. I agree on that, Vivek ji.
He's likable, we'll agree.
I totally agree he's likable.
Perception goes a long way in politics.
And he's not done much to change that perception. The Nahid Hassans continue to get tickets, so that has also been there. He needs to do a lot more. I think he should see this as a sign of encouragement.
Mr. Silas, the fact is that perception sometimes is everything in politics. And the fact is that the Samajwadi Party comes with the baggage of being a Gunda party. That's a fact.
Yeah. Perception definitely has been created by our opponent. I don't want to debate on that at the moment. Had the Samajwadi Party been a Gunda party, we wouldn't have got such a mandate, man, please. Because it's not just the, as you people said, it's just MY factor. No, not at all.
Mandate kahan gaya aapka abhi?
अगले पिछले अल्पसंख्यक से लेके सब कुछ अगर सबने हमको वोट नहीं दिया होता तो हम इस पोजीशन पे आज नहीं होते. So that is a Samajwadi Party, not a Gunda party. Okay. If at all something might have happened about 20 years back, that doesn't mean that even today we are standing there. No, not at all. Samajwadi Party is
That's what we are saying.
Well. I think the people of Uttar Pradesh have proved it, and they are proving it as a Samajwadi Party. It's not a Gunda party. It is a party with a difference. It is a party with a new leader. It is a party that has a dynamic leader in Uttar Pradesh, and we hope we'll do better and our tally would increase, ma'am. Definitely, for sure.
Mr. Silas, I wish you all the best. And I also hope that the perception that Akhilesh has carried, he can do something to dispel it as we move forward. Adil, just quickly come in, and then I'm going once again to Maharashtra, because this is where the fight is actually very interesting. It's as khichdi as the politics in Maharashtra, but go ahead,
another interesting contest. There is another interesting contest, which is Amethi. Miss Smriti Irani is trailing by 31,000 votes. There, the son of the soil, an ordinary grassroots worker of the Congress party, is again defeating the arrogance of the BJP in Amethi. 31,000.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see if these trends actually convert. And I'm not going to say anything right now, because as I said, I understand what you're saying, Adil, but the fact is that, in the morning, the Prime Minister was trailing by 6,000 votes. But now he's not. He's managed a massive lead. So when you start counting, there are 23, 24, 25 rounds that need to be counted. ठीक है, we'll see. Can we just shift our focus now to Maharashtra? We'll see about Amethi. Indian National Congress guys just putting out the Maharashtra numbers now.
Ma'am, can I leave?
Yes, Mr. Silas, you can, and you will be much in.
He's too much in demand.
I know. Today, Samajwadi Party is too much in demand. शाम को आ जाइएगा, Mr. Silas हमारे पास. ऐसा नहीं कि गायब.
मैं स्टूडियो आ रहा हूँ. 2 बजे आता हूँ स्टूडियो आपसे मिलने.
आ जाइए. भाई साहब. आ जाइए. चलिए.
Thank you so much.
Adil has also decided that he's saying goodbye. Time for lunch. Adil, bye bye.
It become pricey all of a sudden.
ठीक है. I'm just. Oh yeah. Adil has also decided. Chalo, ab story khatam ho gayi. Let's move on. Can we just quickly look at Maharashtra now, ladies and gentlemen? The NVA is surging ahead. I'm just going to give you a breakup of what each party has got. It's a bit complicated, frankly, if you ask me. And it's just better to put it all in one plate. But here it is. Maharashtra defying pollsters there. It was supposed to be a tight fight. Is that how it has turned out to be? Not really. The NVA, as I said, surging ahead in Maharashtra. Doing a breakup for you. The Indian National Congress is at 11. The BJP is at 11 again. The Shiva Sena, which is Uddhav Thackeray's faction, is 10. The Shiva Sena, that is the Shinde faction, is 6, which means things haven't worked out very well for Mr. Shinde post the split. Well, it's worked out for him. He's become the chief minister, but not so much for the party, I guess.
He's not been able to take the legacy of Bal Thackeray.
Clearly not. Clearly not.
Expectedly so, to be honest.
And NCP Sharad Pawar at 8. No one was, I mean, when the Baramati contest was announced, everyone said, Ajit Dada, given that Sunitra, his wife, is fighting, she's going to win, because this is a contest between Sharad Pawar and Ajit Pawar. But look at the Baramati contest, and that is exactly what is being reflected in the state picture as well. Supriya Sule is actually leading now, and Sunitra Pawar is trailing. The NCP Sharad Pawar faction is at 8. NCP Ajit Pawar, which is at 1.
Which means that the split has not worked to his benefit. Sharad Pawar is still seen as the patriarch of the family.
And by the looks of it, the split has not worked very well. I mean, it's not worked as badly for the for Mr. Shinde, but hasn't worked very well for him either. Advocate Sushil Vyas, would you want to come in here, spokesperson of the Shiva Sena? Thank you very much. Just looking at the numbers, I've just done a breakup of the numbers. Just 6, I'm not talking about the alliance, but specifically the Shinde faction, just 6 compared to 10 of the Uddhav faction.
Madam, we must take into consideration that the Uddhav faction contested 22 seats, whereas we have contested 15 seats. Now, secondly, we are not contesting this election as a Shiv Sena, Ajit Pawar group also. We are contesting this election as a NDA. So, NDA includes BJP, Ajit Pawar group and our group. That there is a solid one team. So, we are contesting as a NDA. So, as a strike rate, if you see 22 versus 15, then my information from my party hierarchy is that we are leading, in fact, in 8 seats, and 2 seats we are very trailing with a very narrow margin of less than 3,000 votes. And this is very initial stage, as you said earlier. These only 5 or 6 rounds are completed. There are on average 25 rounds will take place. So let us wait for up to 2 p.m. or so. We will see that we will retain our seats, which we have won last time.
So, if you want to wait till 2 o'clock, we'll wait till 2 o'clock. Chandrasekhar Jha, I'm going to give you 20 seconds to respond, because badi khabar is coming from Odisha. Very badi khabar is coming from Odisha. Please respond. I'm going to Odisha, quickly taking a look at the numbers as well now.
See, a basic thing which has happened in Maharashtra, that the people has mandated against the corruptions and mandated against the philosophical ideologies being divided and splitted between the parties. These things have been rejected by Maharashtra people. And categorically, they have voted for the people who have done work and infrastructural work in the state of Maharashtra. And they have decided to vote it in favor of the MBA. And it is very categorical now. And if you can see the trend also, and it is not an initial trend right now. We had 1143, and it is currently not an initial trend, but we are leading now. So if you see the state which is going into poll after 2-3 months, the elections of assembly elections are going to be conducted. So there you will also
Correct.
see that this government is going by and we are coming.
We'll talk about that, whether the results today, whatever they are, will impact the elections, the state elections. They are coming, at least 8 of them, Dada. But Odisha, just take a look at what is coming from Odisha. The big story also emerging in Odisha, where the BJP, ladies and gentlemen, has crossed the halfway mark and is in a position to form the government. Just for viewers joining us, Odisha has voted for its state assembly as well, along with the Lok Sabha. As far as the Lok Sabha is concerned, again, the BJP, it's a clean sweep. But the bigger story is that the BJP is now in a position to form the government in the state. They have crossed the halfway mark already. 147 is the total number of seats. They are at 76, which means 3 more than the halfway mark, Dada. No surprises here. This was being predicted.
This was being predicted essentially because of self-goals by the BJD. I think Mr. Naveen Patnaik made the critical error of promoting his assistant, Mr. Pandyan, in the political side, as a result of which there was a revolt from within the party as well as among the people, that they would not want a non-Odia to come and actually start dominating and dictating the flow of politics.
But he had come out and said he's not my successor. The people of Odisha will choose my successor.
But it was too late. By the time the message had already been sent. He did not say so in the beginning of the campaign. He said it at the fag end of the campaign, and it carried no impact. And that too, he made that statement after Mr. Modi had actually questioned his health. So there were multiple issues which came out. I think Mr. Naveen Patnaik, like many leaders, what happens is that their last performance is always not their best.
So he was 76 days away from being India's longest serving chief minister. That is not to be, but such is life.
Elections can be brutal to even the most popular of leaders. This is something which every politician in office must remember.
Many people had said that whatever said and done, there is anti-incumbency, there is, the BJP has pushed this narrative that Odisha is being run from Tamil Nadu, courtesy Mr. Pandyan, who is a Tamilian himself, etc., etc. But the fact is that there was much affection for Naveen Babu in the state of Odisha. And the Prime Minister, by the end of it, got personal, pointing out to his health, saying, hum ek inquiry banayenge as to who is responsible for the sudden deterioration of the Chief Minister's health, etc. And many people had thought that would not go down well, but it seems that worked. Despite the Chief Minister saying, I'm fine.
It was a tough campaign for the Prime Minister also. He has had a bond with Naveen Babu himself. And don't forget, BJD has helped BJP on some important legislations, pushing through important legislations. But it had to be pointed out now that perhaps Odisha needs a fresh leadership. And don't count out BJP. Once BJP gets its foot inside a door, it just knocks the door off. It's just a matter of time. We'll see that in Bengal in the coming days. But BJP has been growing leaps and bounds in Odisha. And now there is no part of the country, honestly, which doesn't see, BJP doesn't have a sizable presence. It's a pan-India party now. Whether it's the East, slowly, very slowly, but yeah, surely. In the South also, we've seen in Telangana and Karnataka, they have a sizable presence. So BJP has spread itself across. That's good news for the BJP in every sense.
But not good news in Bengal.
Odisha results, or the trends. It is a sign and actually a bit worrying for the BJP's partners in the states, especially if the partner is a dominant partner. The BJP gets in, puts its foot into the door and then slowly
They've been allies, by the way. The BJD and the BJP have been allies in the past for 11 years.
They were allies from the time when the BJP was insignificant in Odisha politics. They made an entrance, courtesy the BJD, and then opened the door a bit more, then moved out of the alliance. They both parted ways. BJD then continued to be what we call, the reserve member of the NDA. That is what used to be the joke around, that they can be called upon to bail out the NDA if ever required. He would always stand with critical issues with the Prime Minister.
I mean, BJP has the right to grow.
So it sends a message of warning to all allies of the BJP that eventually we will become irrelevant.
I think it sends a message you can't take the people for granted. If you're thinking that you've been in power for 20-25 years and just continue and be in a state of complacency, that's not going to happen. BJP is going to keep you on your toes, and if you slacken a bit, BJP is always the option for people.
I think that's the same message for the central government, you would say that?
Of course it
or
is.
Mr. Modi, you would
so
say?
I agree. Of course.
So overconfidence, arrogance and...
So BJP needs to be careful. Of course it's a message. But I think still BJP is head and shoulders above the required. So of course, I'm happy that the opposition, if ever the opposition is able to, on constructive issues, put the BJP on its toes, it's a good sign for the democracy.
But only, that's what I've been saying since morning.
He's come to many
elections is always better.
He's come to many shows.
Yeah.
And we often represent him as a BJP spokesperson, though he's not officially one. Yes. And he's usually taken the right stand. And I mean, not the right stand. Yeah, but he's, especially when it came to the wrestlers story, I remember that.
What is right has to be called out.
Gentlemen, Uttar Pradesh ki story to is becoming fabulous.
Really.
Samajwadi Party at 34, the BJP at 34. This is what the Election Commission website is throwing up. It's at 11:50. I mean, I just want to keep reiterating that these numbers can change, that these are trends and they will have to concretize into numbers, etc., etc. But the way things are playing out, Uttar Pradesh and Odisha actually turning out to be the two most interesting states. I also very quickly wanted to look actually at the state of West Bengal. Let's see where the story stands there. Will you give me a minute here, Karan and Dada?
Yes.
Because I am, we have all the time in the world. Given that this election is going to stretch and we'll not have a clear picture at least till 2 o'clock by the looks of it, if not 3. I'm just going by the Election Commission numbers, therefore. I just want to be careful. The BJP was at 8 last time.
Right. 18.
18, sorry. Was it 18 last time? I beg your pardon. And 21 was where the TMC was.
21 or 22?
Ek minute, dekh lete hain. 21 or 22. I think it was 21.
Either.
21 if I'm not. No, let's give our viewers the absolute right picture. Why should we even, why should we even... okay, West Bengal, 42 seats. You're right, 22. TMC had 22 and the BJP had 18. The Indian National Congress had 2. Where does the story stand right now? The TMC is at 31. A spirited campaign by the BJP. Sandesh Khali, Sandesh Khali, Sandesh Khali.
They got it wrong. They should have focused
corruption.
They should have focused more on corruption.
So you think
Sandesh Khali was not the correct issue to speak about.
Corruption was because that is where they could put the TMC on the mat and they missed that opportunity?
You know what? Yes, they have. You know, what has happened in Bengal is that the political elite, which is entrenched in Bengal, which used to be with the left front, it very conveniently moved to the TMC after 2011. So that stranglehold has to be broken. For that, if you actually bring in your agenda of outside, which helps you to create the hawa in other states. Sandesh Khali helped the BJP more outside Bengal. If it had, their hope was that it would help in the north, in the polarized states. It has not, unfortunately, worked in UP for other reasons. But that is what eventually happened. As an issue of communal polarization, Sandesh Khali did not work with the Hindu voters in West Bengal.
And TMC is not just leading, by the looks of it, the TMC is sweeping the state of West Bengal. So leading is, we are underplaying it, but it's good to underplay till the numbers are final.
If they're winning 31, you can't say sweep. It has 42 seats, so out of 42, 31 cannot be exactly called
but it is an improvement of 9. No, but it's an improvement of 9 from last time.
It is an improvement of 9. It's more or less the same as the performance in 2021. That kind of a performance.
So which means that 2026, as far as Bengal is concerned,
and the Congress is winning how many?
1.
So maybe only Adhir Ranjan's seat they are ahead.
Probably. So maybe Mamata Banerjee had a point when she said.
And you're not getting at the moment any constituency-wise...
No, what constituency do you want to see? Because they do have leads for constituencies.
Well, Krishnanagar, Mahua Moitra seat, that is very interesting.
Let's see.
The animosity between the BJP and Mahua Moitra. And that whether it comes back, she comes back to Parliament.
Mahua Moitra is leading, ladies and gentlemen. Mahua Moitra is leading from Krishnanagar.
So if the BJP forms a government, Mahua Moitra is going to back in Parliament.
Chaliye, dekhte hain. We have Kapil Sibal now speaking. Let's quickly listen into him.
In the faction. At 5, YSRCP at 4, CPIM at 4, Aam Aadmi Party 4, CPI 3, AIUML 3, और उसके बाद सब 2-3 CPIML JDS 2, BJD 2, तो नुकसान जो हुआ है वो BJD का हुआ है। तो लेकिन ये भी दो प्लेयर ऐसे हैं जो पहले इनके साथ नहीं थे, अभी साथ हैं।
पहले तो नमस्कार। नमस्कार। सबसे पहले तो देश के मतदाताओं का मैं धन्यवाद करना चाहता हूं, जो खुल के उन्होंने अपने मत दिए और गोदी मीडिया का जवाब दिया कि आप जो भी आंकड़े दिखाएं, फैसला तो हम करेंगे। So first of all, I want to thank the electors of this country for having reflected their opinion, which is contrary to the opinion of the Godi media, which was giving a runaway victory to the BJP, some of them saying that they'll get about 400 seats. This is exactly what Pradhan Mantri ji was saying कि 400 पार। सबसे पहली बात तो ये। दूसरी बात ये है कि अगर आप गोदी मीडिया के भी आंकड़े देखें तो उससे साफ जाहिर है कि भाजपा की अपनी सीटें 239 हैं, 239, which means Bhajpa on its own is not crossing the 272 mark, as is reflected from the trends shown by the Election Commission of India. I'm not going by Godi media at all. The trends in the Election Commission of India are that BJP at the moment is only leading in 236 and Congress party is leading in 99. Right? Now, the question that arises is, these are trends, so I'm not going to make a prediction because ultimately it is the will of the people who will prevail, which will prevail. But I want to just request the counting agents in all the constituencies where they are present. मैं सभी काउंटिंग एजेंट्स से आग्रह करना चाहता हूं कि जब तक पूरा चुनाव खत्म न हो, जब तक उनको सर्टिफिकेट ऑफ विक्ट्री न मिले, वहां से वो उठे नहीं। पहली बात तो ये। दूसरी बात कि जो पोस्टल बैलेट्स हैं उनकी पूरी संख्या, पूरी काउंटिंग पेनल्टीमेट राउंड से पहले होनी चाहिए। ऐसा न हो कि 10वां या आखिर का चरण की काउंटिंग हो जाए और पोस्टल बैलेट की काउंटिंग ना हो। ऐसा मत होने दीजिए। ये भी मैं आपसे आग्रह करना चाहता हूं। आप सब चौकन्ने रहिए, क्योंकि जो गोदी मीडिया के द्वारा झूठ और फेरेब फैला सकता है वो कुछ भी कर सकता है, तो आप इस बात पे चौकन्ने रहिए। तीसरी बात जो मैं इलेक्शन कमीशन से आग्रह करना चाहता हूं कि उनको हर जल्दी से जल्दी आंकड़े अपडेट करने चाहिए। पीछे मैंने देखा कि लगभग 8 घंटा उन्होंने आंकड़े अपडेट नहीं किए, तो मैं उनसे आग्रह करूंगा कि आप इसको कंटिन्यूअसली अपडेट करते रहो। ये बहुत ज़रूरी है ताकि जनता को पता चले कि रुझान किस तरफ हैं और कितनी सीटों में कितने दलों के रुझान हो रहे हैं। ये 3 बातें बहुत बहुत ज़रूरी हैं। अब ये नहीं मुझे मालूम कि आखिर नतीजा क्या होगा, किसकी सरकार बनेगी, लेकिन इतना ज़रूर है और मैं गोदी मीडिया से भी आग्रह करूंगा कि जब प्रधानमंत्री जी पीछे चल रहे थे तो गोदी मीडिया उसके बारे में कुछ नहीं दिखा रहा था। कुछ मीडिया हाउसेस दिखा रहे थे और जब पीटीआई ने ट्वीट किया तब उन्होंने दिखाना शुरू किया। तो ये ठीक नहीं है। और पहले उनकी एक तरफ तस्वीर थी राहुल गांधी की, दूसरी तरफ थी मोदी जी की। अभी तस्वीर राहुल गांधी है और दूसरी तरफ नड्डा जी हैं। साहब ये भी ठीक नहीं है, अच्छा नहीं लगता। आप कितनी भी गोदी मीडिया हो जाइए, इतना भी ना घुसिए, क्योंकि कहीं ना कहीं तो आपकी जवाबदेही होगी ना. The time will come, no matter what happens, that you will have to answer. All the media channels will have to answer.
Okay, so a big question mark on exit polls, all the exit polls that were carried out. Can exit polls get it wrong, ladies and gentlemen? Definitely, they can get it wrong. But to say they were fudged and manufactured in the BJP headquarters, I think it's a bit rich. There's a political way of saying it.
We would not possibly make that
comment at all. And on that note, given the fact it's 12 o'clock, I think all of us should order a cup of coffee because it's going to be a long day. है ना?
That would be
let's get some coffee for everyone in the studio. Okay, ladies. Abhi nahi bhaiya, abhi ruk jaiye. Just a minute. Let me, as you take a look at these numbers on your screens, ladies and gentlemen, 12 o'clock, 8 o'clock is when the ballot box is opened. So it's 4 hours since. Usually by 12 o'clock, the picture is crystal clear. The trends are all in. Is the picture crystal clear? Well, it's on your screens. It's 12 o'clock. I will let you judge. I'll let people who are wiser than me and more experienced than me judge. But these are the numbers right now. And the numbers, ladies and gentlemen, are stunning. I wonder if the India bloc also expected it. Yes, they said, Hamara 295 aayega. Yes, they said, we are confident that we'll be in a position to form the government. Did anyone believe them? I think half their own cadre didn't believe them. But it seems that they have managed to do extremely well. 228, not nearly near the figure that they had proclaimed very proudly, 295. Yeah. But the numbers are on your screens. 228, up 98 seats. That's fabulous. Where is the NDA? The NDA had said 400 par, but that was more of a war cry. They were expected to do better than last time. If you took a poll of polls of all exit polls, it was supposed to be 370. They are at 296 right now, minus 54 seats. And others don't seem to have done very well, down by 44 seats. I think before we go to Uttar Pradesh, where the story is brewing, we should quickly take a look at some other states, ladies and gentlemen. Let's look at Punjab. 13 seats in Punjab. The Indian National Congress is leading in 7 seats. The Aam Aadmi Party is leading in 3 seats. The Shiromani Akali Dal is leading in 1 seat. There are 2 independents. BJP is nowhere in the picture. So that is where Punjab is right now. And I think Punjab is playing out.
No, the Aam Aadmi Party swept in the assembly elections.
Correct.
It's bad news for the Aam Aadmi Party. For the government as also, because there are murmurs we have been hearing in the last few weeks about dissent against the Chief Minister in Punjab, given the kind of developments which have taken place in Delhi and the fact that the opposition alliance has not been able to make any dent in Delhi. We should be focused on trying to see that what is going to happen in Punjab. Okay. Will there be a revolt from within the Aam Aadmi Party? On that note, then I think it's good to look at Karnataka as well, because yes, Karnataka again, the Congress had won the assembly elections. They have a government in place. How are they doing? They're somewhat doing better. Last I checked, they were leading on 10. And the BJP is leading on 16. Plus 2. And the JDS is on 2. So 18, 10, which is not as bad as it appeared in the initial when the trends came, and it looked like 24, 3. That kind of a trend has got changed in the last 2 hours. So the BJP was, last time they had swept. They had got 25 seats out of 28. Yes. So they are losing seats from there. In fact, the BJP is possibly, ending up winning more seats in Odisha at the moment is 1 seat, and Telangana. These are the 2 states which possibly have given it some.
Shreya, see, here's what happened. The states in which the BJP had peaked, except Madhya Pradesh, which it's doing phenomenally well even this time, I think largely thanks to Shivraj Singh Chauhan, who's hugely popular. BJP could not have done any better. It could have only gone down or could have plateaued, right? It's the new states, for instance, Orissa and Telangana, which could have given BJP some fillip. But then again, these are not states with such huge numbers. What the BJP didn't factor in was that in the states where it had peaked earlier, it could actually go down by a significant margin. I think that is where they sort of didn't do that kind of math. They kept thinking of where they would gain, but they forgot that they could lose in seats where they had peaked, right? Because there's no way to go up in those seats. Like Uttar Pradesh, even the BJP to be honest, off the record, was admitting that they would probably be around 60. They were not thinking
but they were 62 last time.
Correct.
Which
So
is
they,
just down by 2.
so they had not thought they would gain.
They
were more
34
realistic.
right now.
But they have fallen to such an extent, I don't think anybody realized that. And even in BJP UP, I mean, they were honest enough to say we will not gain, we'll probably lose 2 seats. And I think I know what 2 seats they were talking about. One of them is Smriti Irani's seat.
But Pilibhit.
No, also Amethi, right? It was a big win for the BJP last time.
I get that. And Smriti Irani is trailing. But again, 4 rounds hue hain. So we'll see. We'll see by the end of it. There are 22 rounds.
No, but what I'm saying is the BJP did realize that it's a tough seat. To just put it that way. So they
but
realized,
the Congress didn't. Because had they realized it was a tough seat.
I'm not going to comment on that. I think Congress really played its cards very badly. If Rahul Gandhi had contested from Amethi, he would have won it with a very, very healthy margin. I've been saying that since I went to Amethi 2 months ago. I was trolled relentlessly on Twitter by the BJP ecosystem, or whatever ecosystem that was. But that's a huge mistake by the Congress. But the larger point being that the BJP did not factor in losing seats where it had already peaked. It thought हमने तो peak कर लिया, हम तो वहाँ उतना ही अच्छा करेंगे. That hubris got them.
Okay.
But Kerala is surprising. Kerala BJP, even the election commission is showing that the BJP is leading in 2.
Rajiv Chandrasekhar's seat, he's leading, yeah.
So which means Shashi Tharoor loses.
Yes. Interesting.
Interesting. No, I think it's politically very significant because it opens up the space for a third front in Kerala.
And look at the left seats. Huh?
No, the left CPM is there. You have to look at the other alliance partners. IUML is there, Kerala Congress is there, RSP is there.
But can we look at Delhi?
Congress is 12, so which means that is more than 50%.
Can we look at Delhi?
Seats,
yes, because there is one silver lining that is coming in for the BJP. It's coming from Delhi. 7 out of 7 seats. 7 out of 7. 7 out of 7 seats. That's where they are in Delhi. But the markets, can we just put up the graphic for markets? The markets not very happy with the results they are seeing right now. Again, I beg your pardon, these are not results. These are trends. These will convert to seats, and eventually the election commission will give us final numbers by the end of the day. And when that by the end of the day is going to be, we do not know. I do remember an election that stretched on to to 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, wee hours of the morning, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. I was still there sipping my coffee, waiting for the last vote to be counted in Madhya Pradesh.
2018 assembly.
2018 assembly elections, which the Congress just about managed to win. And then, of course, they went and lost it. So that's another story. So this is going to be a long-drawn process. Dada, kitne baje tak will we have a clear picture?
I think by 3 we should have a clearer picture.
I think the trend is pretty much there because how much...
Can we, if you think that the trend is pretty much there, then can we actually now say with a fair amount of confidence, the BJP is not going to get a majority? They are showing 235 on the Election Commission website.
I mean,
I would say let's wait.
So still too early to say that because the story would be completely different with BJP at 235 or 240 and
but
BJP.
I mean that the opposition has put up a
significant
opposition, fight.
Yes, and that the BJP is going to emerge out of this election bruised even if it forms the government.
Yes.
And it is going to be a diminished Mr. Modi as Prime Minister.
But he has only himself to blame for that. As I said, why did he need to go on with the 400 par?
Is that why they lost? I mean, why they've not done as well as they were?
Just a walk cry.
Just a walk cry will not do it.
No, but Shreya, you've set your own target. You could have just said, "Phir ek baar Modi Sarkar." You would have formed the government. You could have, you would have had a face saver saying, "We said we'll win again." If you say 400 and you don't even get 300, I mean, that's a huge loss of face.
It's 370 for the BJP, and they are 240. So it's a loss of 130
Gentlemen
seats.
and ladies, please look at this. The markets are not very happy. The Sensex is down nearly 4,500 points. This is a day after they were cheering the exit polls. So Modi is good for business, we know that. Businesses like stability, the markets like stability. Is the picture that is being thrown up according to the market?
This entire idea of Majboot Sarkar, is what the market laps up. They think that Majboot na ho, they don't have a runaway majority, we will not get a good government. They forget the fact that some of the most important, crucial economic decisions were made by minority governments. 1991, Narasimha Rao didn't have a majority at that time. Yet the economic reforms and liberalization was started in 91. From that time onwards, we can keep on reeling the dream budget of Chidambaram, United Front government of 97, the dream budget, still talked about. some of the most important reforms in the markets which are
I
done.
think
all coalition governments.
Mota, there are a couple of things we can say, and please add on to what I'm saying here. And do let me know who are the guests who are joining me, because I'd want to speak a bit. They are on my prompter. Okay, thank you very much, because I would want to speak about Uttar Pradesh, where the Samajwadi Party is now leading in more seats than the BJP, at least for the moment. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the thing, and I'm just going to go to Uttar Pradesh now as we get a cup of coffees. Total 80 seats. It sends the maximum number of MPs to the Lok Sabha. The Samajwadi Party had won 5 last time. They're at 35. They're leading at 35 right now. The BJP is leading in 34, had won 62 last time. The Indian National Congress had won. Only Raebareli, I think. They are leading in 8. The RLD, which has gone with the BJP this time, they are leading in 2. So the picture is looking extremely interesting in Uttar Pradesh, where the India Alliance may just manage to get more seats
than the BJP.
I'm wondering, what did the BJP, forget the national, forget Mangalsutra, forget mutton, forget everything else. The fact is that the Yogi government is well regarded in the state of Uttar Pradesh, Ruhi.
I don't doubt that at all. After having travelled to Uttar Pradesh, I'm surprised because I can tell you that Yogi Adityanath continues to remain popular. His law and order model is something a lot of voters cite. So this is a bit of an inexplicable result. But I would say one thing, Shreya, I think the problem with the BJP was they were harping too much on the Ram Mandir. Nobody in UP was talking about the Ram Mandir. They should have harped more on their governance, on their law and order. They just got into this polarization.
But by the end of it, Ram Mandir bhi kahan hua? Polarization hua, but not in the name of Ram Mandir.
But end of it nahi hota hai na. The elections are being decided from a long time. They were talking about, they made the Ram Mandir the focus of their UP plank, which it wasn't, which it should not have been. Yogi Adityanath won an assembly election based on his law and order model.
Wasn't the election, it wasn't the issue in Ayodhya city itself.
Not at all.
By the way, Ayodhya, not even next to the Ayodhya, the Samajwadi Party candidate is leading.
People were extremely, the businessmen, the local businessmen were extremely disappointed because they were not getting the kind of business which they expected, for which they took huge bank loans. They were worried that how are they going to repay those loans?
No, on that lane that leads to the Ram Mandir, all these small shop owners were unhappy because they were like, pehle to kam se kam business aata tha. Now because of the police, the restrictions, nobody is allowed to come in. Vehicles are not allowed to come in. We're actually losing business. So the Ram Mandir was really not. I mean, the BJP thought that would be its trump card. It perhaps turned out to be something
that... In any case, the Faizabad seat, has traditionally not gone to the BJP for too many elections.
Correct.
Even in 1989, the most important one.
But Ayodhya doesn't look like the Ayodhya that I have visited multiple times as a child. It was a dusty little town. Now look at it. It's super swanky. So you would think that, it's got a 360-degree makeover. Maybe
Amitabh Bachchan modeling for property in Ayodhya.
Yeah, there is a lot of property.
He's also got property there. Yeah. Pawan Khera ji, good afternoon. Turning out to be a very good afternoon for the India Alliance and the Congress Party. Sach batayega. I know you said 295 when you came on Mirror Now 24 or 48 hours ago. But sach batayega, is this what you expected? Or is this a surprise to you?
Yes. In fact, better. In fact, I still expect better. I think the issues that the governing party tried to push down the throat of the voter did not gel well with the voter, because the voter's issues were something else. And that came out very clearly when Rahul Gandhi undertook the Bharat Jodo Yatra and later the Bharat Jodo Nyaya Yatra. That came out very clearly when Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge used to brief us and tell us that, look, these are not the issues. The issues in the countryside are different from what you think they are, because you guys watch a lot of television. The issues on television are different from the issues on ground. And those issues were, I think, highlighted very well with our ace campaigner, and I must say this on record, Priyanka Gandhi. The way she campaigned, the way she enumerated these issues, I think came out very well. So it was a good team as far as the Congress Party is concerned, and a good team as far as the India Alliance is concerned. We worked very well together. I am expecting much better results. So let's give ourselves a couple of hours more.
Okay, we'll give ourselves a couple of hours more also, because we don't want to jump the gun. Just simply going by the numbers that the Election Commission is putting out.
Yeah, I think it's premature to jump the gun. Yes.
You know, the opposition.
Correct.
Yeah. While, you know, maybe by the end of the day, the India bloc deserves congratulations, even if they don't manage to win the government. And we'll come to that in just a bit. The real surprise package is coming from Uttar Pradesh, Mr. Khera. The Samajwadi Party at 36. So they are the ones who have pulled the India alliance to a place where they are right now, where the NDA stands at 294 at 12:14 p.m. and the India alliance at 231.
Exactly, and it's we contested 17 seats, obviously, in our alliance. Samajwadi is contesting more seats, and they've done extremely well. We are doing very well, and I'm very happy to see our prediction on Amethi coming right. Any arrogance, I don't think this country tolerates arrogance. So I think this country is giving a befitting reply.
Mr. Khera, Mr. Guru Prakash is with us as well, spokesperson of the BJP. I know you say कि भाई मुझे तू मैं की debate में नहीं पढ़ना है, and I don't want to do a debate and it has to be one-on-one. But for a moment, should we listen to what Guru Prakash is coming? I promise this will not degenerate into a तू मैं debate like, you know, like other channels. But let's just quickly get in Mr. Guru Prakash for his reaction, and I'll come back to you. Thank you so much, Mr. Khera. Guru Prakash ji, बताइए arrogance that the BJP is paying for in the state of Uttar Pradesh?
नहीं श्रेया, आई थिंक यूर फिक्सेटेड उड़ीसा, वेस्ट बंगाल, साउथ इंडिया भी एक बार देखने की आवश्यकता है. उड़ीसा में बोथ लोकसभा एंड विधानसभा वी आर डूइंग फिनोमिनली वेल. So arrogance or just coming down to one
Guruji, I've seen everything.
It's just I think बहुत जल्दी आप लोग पूर्वानुमान कर रहे हैं. You are reaching out to conclusion at a very early stage. Like I said, like you said, it's 12:15 now, and BJP single-handedly. Let me again repeat it. BJP single-handedly is leading on 240 seats. And the difference of seats between the BJP and the Congress is more than 130. So I think for the third term, Shreya, and you would very well remember, in the history of world politics, be it Margaret Thatcher or Tony Blair, those who have come for the third term in power. So third term for consecutively in an active democracy like India. भारत में तीसरी बार इतनी बड़ी संख्या में, इतनी बड़ी मात्रा में जनादेश लेकर के सरकार में आना, ये अपने आप में बड़ी बात है. But I agree with you when you say Uttar Pradesh, the initial trends are a bit of an unexpected for us. We are also closely monitoring the situation in Uttar Pradesh. Parts of Purvanchal, parts of Saharanpur, parts of Western UP is something which we are closely monitoring on. But as far as we are concerned, we look comfortably in a position of making the government for the third consecutive time. The brand value of Prime Minister Modi, our welfare mechanism, the reaching out to the last person in the line, I think that has paid off well. And after 10 years, and you would very well know that after 10 years of pro-incumbency coming to power, reaching on its own, this is something which is telling at so many levels. So I don't think there is any point in drum beating
Mr. Khera,
before 2 o'clock or before 3 o'clock.
Absolutely, I agree with you. Let's not jump the gun here, because these are, these are leads, and these leads have to concretize into seats. And I think it's going to be a long drawn process. We'll just wait for the Election Commission numbers. But coming back to you, Mr. Khera, you heard what the BJP is saying. They're saying, dekho, by the end of it, they are saying, aayega to Modi hi. Given the fact that you need 272, the NDA is at 293. Right now, they are leading in 240 seats.
Let's wait and watch. It's premature to celebrate and premature for them to get depressed, or for them to celebrate or for us to get depressed. So let's wait, give ourselves a couple of more hours. I think that would be the wise thing to do. Having said that, this arrogance will not work. Aayega to Modi, aayega wahi jisko ye desh chahega.
Okay, तो कौन आएगा? अब इंडिया ब्लॉक से सवाल तो वो भी उठेगा. So 2 questions for you, Mr. Khera, that you may not want to answer, but as a journalist, it's my job to ask you. Number 1, धर्म संकट for Rahul.
सही वक्त पे जवाब भी दिया जाएगा.
नहीं मैं अरे बस all work this.
नहीं ऐसा.
Mr. Khera, for journalists na, as soon as you see the right person on your screens, that is the sahi waqt. So I've got the right person on my screens. I'm going to ask that question. You can choose not to respond to it. सबसे पहले, Dharam Sankat, if Rahul Gandhi manages to win Rae Bareli and Wayanad, which one will he pick?
right person, but the wrong time. So let's wait for the right time for the right person to answer the right questions in the right manner.
Chaliye, I know what your jawab is going to be to my next question as well, but anyhow, I have to ask it. Since you're so confident that abhi ruk jao, you're saying just wait and don't say aayega to Modi hi. It may be a bit premature. If that is the case, the question will be, who's the India bloc prime ministerial face? Mr. Kharge has said Rahul Gandhi. You have said Meri Man Ki Baat is also Rahul Gandhi. Is it going to be Rahul Gandhi?
Wait for the right time. अभी देखिए हमारे मन की बात तो आपने पूछ ली थी, हमने बता दी थी, but now let's wait for the right time, as I said, and the right numbers. But I must tell you that Mr. Modi is not a coalition maker. He's not Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji was. I mean, there's no comparison between Mr. Narendra Modi and Mr. Vajpayee. So I don't see Mr. Modi cobbling up a coalition and leading that coalition. Impossible. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Khera, पूछो क्या, since you're not responding to any of my questions. I hope you can come to us in the evening. Bye. Mr. Khera decided abhi kya jawab dena. Let's wait.
He's right. Mr. Modi is not a coalition person, but he's also not someone to let go of power, right? So it's a tough choice for him. He will have to be in power. He will have to lead a coalition government, and hopefully it would curb some of the BJP's brazen instincts. Because when you're in a coalition, you have to be a little less brazen about your means.
Tariq Khan, national spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party, irrespective of who becomes the Prime Minister of this country in the next 24 to 48 hours, the Samajwadi Party has hit it out of the park. You were 5 last time, 35. Leading in 35, the BJP is leading in 35 as well. Many congratulations. If these leads hold, then you are the story of this election.
Thank you very much. And first of all, let me thank the great people of Uttar Pradesh as well as India who have voted for us. And this is really a great time for we have let the things happen. And of Uttar Pradesh believe that what Akhilesh ji convincingly delivered the message to the people of Uttar Pradesh. And please, this is the message to BJP that please calm down and bring your arrogance to a lower level, please, because in Uttar Pradesh there is no space for arrogance. Just like Yogi ji, and whether he is going to accept the defeat and step down from the post of the CM, or what he is going to do, because each and every exit poll, even though your channel or your co-partner channel Times Now has said that we are not going to win even 9 seats, 8 seats, 6 seats. Now look at the numbers. Because why I'm saying this? The exact poll has done by the great people of Uttar Pradesh, and I'm really from the bottom of my heart, I don't have words to thanks to the people of Uttar Pradesh. 3 or 4 his minister, cabinet minister. Let it be Teni, let it be Smriti Irani, let it be Balyan, they all are trailing. This is a great message to the Prime Minister, to Bharatiya Janata Party, that people don't want you, people want to remove you, people want India Alliance to come in power and lead the nation.
Guru Prakash, over and over again, the one word that the India bloc allies are using for the BJP is arrogance. Is arrogance, Guru Prakash, what did the BJP in? Because I can't think of what went wrong for the BJP in Uttar Pradesh. As I said, what do women look at? Women will look at, mere ghar mein, is my family well fed? The Prime Minister is ensuring that the poor families are well fed. No one is going to sleep on an empty stomach. What are women looking for? They're decisive voters. What are they looking for? Not just women. Anyone who stays anywhere, including in Lucknow, in Balia, in Bahraich, anywhere, you look at law and order. And everyone will tell you that law and order under the under the BJP, under Yogi Adityanath, has improved. Everyone will tell you that. Have you been able to wrap your head around what possibly could have gone wrong for the BJP in Uttar Pradesh, a state like Uttar Pradesh?
No, Shreya, let me take your first part of the question. It was Mr. Pawan Khera and now the Samajwadi Party spokesperson as well, harping on the element of arrogance and the coalition building capacity of Prime Minister Modi or the Bharatiya Janata Party. Let me make this very clear. Shreya, we started our journey from 2 members of parliament. 2 MPs we were in 1984. And from there we reached 303. And still we are reaching 300 plus as of now, BJP single-handedly. So I don't think this argument of arrogance is even remotely connected to the party. If there is any arrogance, then it is from the side of the new feudal elites of the India Alliance. Because if you look at the rise of Draupadi Murmu, in fact, time and again, first ever tribal woman reaching the highest constitutional office in the country. What sort of verbal diarrhea she was exposed to? Come back. Look at Prime Minister Modi. Prime Minister Modi coming from a humble background. Mani Shankar Iyer, former Minister of External Affairs from the Congress Party, senior Congress Party leader, repeatedly. Modi यहाँ आकर के चाय बेच सकते हैं, चौकीदार चोर है. So I don't think this argument of arrogance from the side of the Congress Party or from the side of Samajwadi Party. For instance, you would very well remember only a couple of weeks ago, Rashtriya Janata Dal leader Tej Pratap Yadav threw a person, his own karyakarta, he got beaten in front of the camera. So I don't think the argument of arrogance applies on Bharatiya Janata Party as it applies on the Indian Alliance leadership. Second, on coalition building capacity, let me make this very clear. The term coalition dharma, you have very senior people and experts sitting on your panel, Shreya. Nilanjan ji is over there. The term coalition dharma first came into existence by Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji. It was Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji who brought coalition dharma in the political lexicon of the country by running a coalition of more than 25 political parties. It had members like Farooq Abdullah ji, our Karunanidhi ji, even Mamta Didi. So I don't think coalition building capacity or arrogance, these are any sort of argument. As far as the voting behavior of the better halves are concerned, you've raised a very important point. And I think triple talaq has been one of the key reasons. Shauchalaya has been another important reason. Har Ghar Nal has been another important reason. So these four important, apart from identity issues, we go to existential issues, survival issues, toilet accessibility, education, gas connection, food, ration. And I think that is something Uttar Pradesh, obviously in the initial trends, it's showing a bit of a disturbance from us. I agree
Guru
with you.
Prakash ji, that is exactly what I'm asking. Then what went wrong? Something clearly went wrong going by Election Commission data so far. एक minute, lead सुन लीजिए, जरा lead सुन लीजिए. The Bharatiya Janata Party is still the single largest party in this country. It's leading in 244 seats.
Far short of the majority mark.
Far short of the majority mark and far short of even 303 last time. The Indian National Congress was at some 52 last time.
It's doubled its tally almost.
94, yeah, 94. So they are leading in 94. The Samajwadi Party. The Samajwadi Party is emerging as the third largest party in this country, leading in 33 seats according to the Election Commission website. The Trinamool Congress at number 4 at 30. The DMK at 21, leading at 21. So there is a story there. There's a story in Tamil Nadu because the DMK had 20 out of 28 seats. They had, no, out of 29 seats, they had 28 last time. So there is a story, that is playing out in Tamil Nadu, which we'll look at a little closely, because the DMK was expected to get more numbers than this, which means that the BJP is managing to get at least 2 seats in the state of Tamil Nadu.
No, at the moment they're not showing.
If the DMK is at 21, is leading in 21.
No, I don't think so that the
it's on the Election Commission.
BJP is it?
No, I can just tell you what the DMK
what is there in the
Election Commission website is telling us that the DMK is the 5th largest party right now, leading in 21 seats.
So basically, Election Commission says 21 to DMK, 8 to Congress, 2 to VCK, 2 to CPI, 2 to CPM, and 1 to PMK. So nothing to BJP.
So nothing to BJP in Tamil Nadu. Yeah. Okay, that is interesting. TDP at 16. Interesting. They were expected to do well. They have swept Telangana. So sorry, Andhra Pradesh.
Pawan Kalyan would also be getting, I think, 2 seats. You know, that was there.
So Andhra Pradesh has gone with the TDP in both elections. Yeah. Janata Dal United. Janata Dal United is at 15. 15.
Yeah, they've done better than what was expected.
And the Shiva Sena, Bala Saheb Thackeray faction is at 10.
Uddhav Thackeray faction.
The Uddhav Thackeray faction is at 10.
So, Shreya, I think that tells us that both UP and Maharashtra were a bit of miscalculations by the BJP. UP thought it was complacent. It thought it will do well. I'm also surprised. I thought I would perhaps get 55 to 60 seats in UP. It's done really badly. And Maharashtra, obviously the alliances did not work out. Both the allies, both the factions that have done well are the factions that are with the Congress, whether it's the NCP led by Sharad Pawar or whether it's the Uddhav Thackeray led
People
Shiv Sena.
have rejected
those
who left the main party.
Yeah, so it was seen as betrayal by a lot of
betrayal. Both by the Shinde faction as well as by Ajit Pawar.
Correct. So in Maharashtra, the BJP loss has been largely thanks to the allies, because there is a lot of bad blood, against these allies, the new factions.
But can I ask you, Ruhi, since you traveled to Uttar Pradesh and since the woman vote is such a big vote even in the state of Uttar Pradesh, like it is in for the rest of the country, we know that these have been record-breaking elections for us. 64.2 crore people voted. Out of them, 31.2 crore were women. Now, if you looked at the exit polls that various channels have put out, we didn't have one of our own. But the granular data that came in said that overwhelmingly women had voted for Modi. But if overwhelmingly women had voted for Prime Minister Modi, Uttar Pradesh mein these results would not, the leads would not have been what they are.
Women are not the only ones voting, right? That is one block that is voting.
But it's a very big block.
It is a big block, but that's how first past the post system works, right? I mean, it doesn't mean that just because women are voting overwhelmingly.
Not all women would have voted for Mr. Modi's BJP. No?
But Shreya, I'll say one thing. On the ground in Uttar Pradesh, you are right. There is a lot of support for Yogi Adityanath's law and order. I mean, obviously he won the state election not very long ago with a very, very handsome majority.
And we had esoteric debates here on Mirror Now about how bulldozer justice was no justice, it was injustice actually, that you might as well take that bulldozer and take it to the High Court and the Supreme Court and bulldoze the High Court and the Supreme Court if this is the sort of justice that you need to get. But people on the ground are actually cheering, saying, "Arey, rape accused hai, bhag gaya, to uske ghar ko to putna hi chahiye." So that was the image, which I'm talking about.
And also the last Samajwadi Party government was associated with a lot of gundagardi. People still talk about it. So I don't know what has happened there. I'm equally surprised. But there's just one thing to be said. Akhilesh Yadav has got a fresh lease of life. He needs to detach himself from this gundagardi image that the Samajwadi Party has developed.
The beginning has been made in the candidate selection of the Samajwadi Party.
They've done a good candidate selection as well.
They have actually widened their social base there in terms of candidates going to the EBC sections and reducing the number of Yadav candidates, only down to 5.
Can we just talk about a state we have not spoken about, and maybe we should, because we are talking about women here.
Yes.
And we all saw how Manipur burnt for months.
Yes, and that is very surprising.
Women were raped, there were no FIRs, the police abandoned them. We heard all those stories. Just take a look at the results. Again, leads. 2 seats in Manipur. The Indian National Congress is leading on both of them. Does it tell us something?
Yes.
Clearly it does.
Right.
It does. Keeping quiet, not showing up in Manipur will not work. The fact is Rahul Gandhi did show up there. You tried to stop him, that's okay.
This is remarkable.
But this is...
Given the fact that
and everyone kept saying, why is this chief minister still here? It is under him for 6 months that Manipur has burnt, more than 200 people have died.
BJP obviously handled Manipur very badly, so that's not even
neglect of Mr. Modi's government in the last year and a half, Manipur.
Has been. They handled it very poorly. There's no doubt about it. I mean, they didn't
and
even bother.
I don't think it would have been terrible if the BJP had won its seats. In fact, its effect should be seen finally in a few other states in the northeast.
So Manipur, if the leads stay what they are at 1232, Manipur has spoken. Manipur has effectively spoken about the way the BJP dealt with the entire crisis.
Correct.
Ladies and gentlemen, on that note, are you confused? Don't be. This is the Indian elections, and this is the fun of Indian elections. They'll throw up numbers. We are saying we are not sure if the leads will hold by the end of the day, because that's the truth. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. We'll just wait for a final word from the Election Commission. Hopefully by 2:30, we will have a crystal clear picture of which way this election has got. But I think the numbers on your screens are enough to tell you what is happening in the country right now and how the country has voted right now, ladies and gentlemen. The opposition down and out till 6 months ago. There's a resurgence of the India bloc. Everyone was writing off the India bloc, saying they can't get their act together. Their leaders can't even get on the same platform. 2 will show up and 2 won't. And there are too many prime ministerial candidates there. Fact is that the India bloc has managed to do well. The lead suggests that they are leading in 235 seats, which is very good because it's up 100 seats, actually 105 seats. And the NDA is at 290. down by almost 60 seats. Is the NDA in a position to form the government? Of course, ladies and gentlemen, as far as these leads are concerned, they are in a position to form the government. 272 is the halfway mark. They have more than that. So by the end of the day, the Prime Minister will still be the Prime Minister of this country. He will still get a third term. But the story will be the opposition, and the story will be Uttar Pradesh and the Samajwadi Party. Also Manipur, where we've just pointed out to you that 2 seats in Manipur, the Indian National Congress leading in both of them. And this is where there is a ruling BJP government. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, I'm slipping into a quick break on the show. We continue with our broadcast. It's been a fun ride for us. It's been interesting. Many of us didn't expect what we are seeing on our screens, but that's Indian democracy. And surprises are good for democracy. Slipping into a quick break on the show. Our guests continue with us.
Presenting a show.
You're watching the Urban Debate.
Where we try to find answers for all the questions the day has brought with it. A show where instead of easing behind bickering and noise,
if we don't start planning for the future, things will only get worse. What has happened in Bengal?
कभी जीती तू, कभी मैं हारा, फिर भी खूबसूरत है ये नजारा, क्योंकि इसमें है खुला
कुछ मेरा, कुछ तुम्हारा.
Amazing spaces के लिए Green Lamb Laminate.
Sacrosanct criteria.
I have to follow the constitution. State government of Karnataka is very clear, saying that the civic authorities have been involved in road apathy where the road accident has happened.
So we can together improve our urban reality. The Urban Debate with Shreya Dhondia, weeknights at 8 p.m. only on Mirror Now.
You get information on practically every device. What you don't get is the correct context. We often miss the wood for the trees. On Nation Tonight, we come with the promise of giving meaning to the information, taking you through the day's biggest events that define the state of the nation. With me at 9 p.m. on Nation Tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, back to the numbers on your screens, because honestly, today is the day of numbers. And today is a day where we look at the arithmetic, but we also need to look at the chemistry, because by the end of it, by the looks of it, it's chemistry that determines who will rule India in 2024. I think that, Dada, is that fairly clear that Prime Minister Modi is getting a third term? I think we can say that without any doubt now, looking at the numbers.
Well, unless the figures change very dramatically, yes, he would be able to get a few more ally partners. It doesn't look very likely that the BJP is going to get a majority of its own to be able to form. So it will be dependent on alliance partners. So important for the alliance partners, the NDA constituents, to stay with the BJP, not move somewhere else. You know, you never know in Indian elections, anything is possible. So important. Big parties are going to be Janata Dal U, it is going to be the Telugu Desam. These will be the two biggest allies. So he would be dependent on them for a majority, which would force him to be more accommodative. These alliance partners are suddenly going to become more demanding, not just in terms of having ministries of their choice, but also in terms of influencing policy which affect their constituency back home. Both will be essentially regional players who would be very sensitive that they have got these extra number of seats in than what was expected because of a certain constituency. So they have to be pandered to. We have to keep in mind that between 2019 and 2024, Mr. Modi did not call any meeting of the coordination committee of the NDA. That will have to change. He will have to meet his alliance partners more often and be more consultative and try to forge consensual politics. None of these things we don't have a past or a benchmark to tell how much Mr. Modi would be able to deliver by taking others along.
But here's the thing, we talk about the India alliance. The fact also is that the BJP stitched its alliance together well. They took all these chota parties, and that is what, by the looks of it, has helped them.
No, it has helped them. That is how the NDA is getting a majority.
Correct.
But it can become difficult also while managing a government while not having a majority of one's own.
So, Shreya, also what is interesting when you talk about alliances is that these alliances, say in UP, the vote transfer did not happen in Uttar Pradesh in these alliances earlier in the opposition alliances. It's happening in this election. So something has obviously changed. There's some smart technique, strategy that the Samajwadi Party has managed, because it didn't manage that in 2019.
They picked smart candidates.
Sure, but there is
choices.
But the vote transfer is very crucial when you're in an alliance in a state like Uttar Pradesh, when both the parties are, traditionally
I
from the
think
state.
what message went round to the cadre of both the parties is that this is a very crucial battle, and if we don't combine our forces this time, then we are really going to be out. And if the BJP comes back with a greater mandate, then it's going to be very difficult for us to ever come back.
Can I just welcome Mr. Tom Vadakan, spokesperson of the BJP, joining us on the broadcast. Good afternoon, Mr. Vadakan. Good to see you. Tariq Khan is national spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party, continues to be with us. And Avinash Adik is State General Secretary and spokesperson of the NCP, which is the Ajit Pawar faction. He continues to be with us as well. Mr. Vadakan, you're smiling. Nothing to smile for the BJP today by the looks of it?
Well, we have always been smiling because this is the victory of let me congratulate the Election Commission, which was condemned by this so-called saviors of democracy, the EVM and what have you. I mean, they will burn the country down. They will, if it is the district magistrate's dead body or it's the candidates, what have you. I mean, they set the entire paramilitary forces right out there. They created a fierce psychosis. Whereas democracy is something that we have practiced and we are believers in. We believe in the verdict of the people. And let me tell you, we are forming the next government. Let there be no doubt about it. Prime Minister is going to be sworn in the third time. And we have a plan for 100 days. We will have a vision and plan for about 5 years. We will do what the people want. This is a people's government that has come out. And let me tell you, this is early time still. There are seats to come. I know my particular state has very thin margins for final countdown. So let's wait, let's have patience. And I think people's mandate will be respected by everybody. No burning of India, no ecosystem from New York Times saying that, well, India is condemned, democracy is dead, what have you. I mean, so that should stop.
Mr. Vadakan, I had asked you a simple question. Things are not looking good for the BJP. Of course, you can argue that that Prime Minister Modi will be sworn in for a third term, and it will only be the second time in India's history that will happen. The last time it happened was with Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. So in that sense, yes, khush rehne ke liye you can say that Prime Minister Modi is creating history. He's being sworn in as the Prime Minister for a third time, but just look at the numbers, Mr. Vadakan, right now. Just look at the BJP's individual numbers and look at the NDA's individual numbers as well and compare that to the India bloc. This is not what you had signed up for. This is not what you had expected. That's very clear, right?
Expectations and the reality may not match immediately. But let us wait, have a little patience more. There are seats that are coming our way. There are issues that are to be sorted out. This is a long drawn evening. So I think it's of course burning in Delhi. That's another issue. Yeah. But point is, a little more patience. All your reporters on the ground are there. It's very hot. But the reality is this election is also going to be very hot. It's going to be a photo finish. So let's see how it plays out.
Mr. Vadakan, it's interesting. You're now saying from 400 par, you're now saying this is going to be a photo finish. You're the first BJP leader who has come and said it. I know you've already said that the BJP is in a position to form the government, which it very well is, but you're saying this could be a photo finish. Are you prepared for the possibility? And I'm only asking you this question because a Congress spokesperson was on the show a bit earlier and said, wait, let the final numbers come out, and then you never know how things will play out. So Mr. Modi should not be very confident of being sworn in this evening or day after, because things could change if the India bloc manages to do as well as it is doing right now. For all you know, the TDP could walk over. For all you know, some of your allies could walk over to the other side.
Well, Shreya, there could be an earthquake, there could be a tsunami, all that can happen. I mean, the point here is, we are in place. Our Panna Pramukhs have given us inputs of what is the standard happening in the ground. We believe them because they are working on the ground. We are not going by some exit poll or whatever. We are going by the reports we get from our Panna Pramukh, the block chiefs. And based on that, we have a good belief that we are forming the government. Whoever wants to go this side of that. So when I said photo finish, I meant it will be a nail-biting finish on various seats. Final outcome is something that you will see and I will see over the late evening.
I think we need to keep qualifying that, and what Mr. Varakan is saying, there is a point to it. Look, largely we are seeing what the trends are, but these trends need to convert into seats by the end of the day, and the end of the day could be very long today. This will stretch by the looks of it, Ruhi, I don't know, 9, 10 possibly.
You have to wait for the election commission.
You have to wait for the election commission.
With the elections, counting being so tight, I think the election commission is also going to slow down the process.
Yeah, slow down the process and be extra cautious about what they are putting out. Tariq Khan, national spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party, जैसे मैंने कहा कि अब वड़क्कन साहब तो बोल रहे हैं रुक जाओ, पिक्चर अभी बाकी है. This is not the clear picture. These are only leads. These leads have to turn into seats. And they may not turn into seats for the India alliance. मैं आपसे पूछना चाहती हूँ, is that your belief as well कि अभी थोड़ा रुक जाते हैं, लड्डू के डिब्बे जो खोलने होते हैं उनको थोड़ा रोक लेते हैं, and let's wait till say 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock before we start saying that the India bloc has won, etc., etc.
Listen, what this means, what this data is saying, that there is no clear mandate for BJP. This is simply what these data till now we can say that there is no mandate for Bharatiya Janata Party. Now, just you rightly said that what will happen to Nitish and Chandrababu Naidu. Chandrababu Naidu promised something to the people of their state that he will give 4% reservation to minority or Muslim. And BJP is exactly against that. So what is going to happen, we don't know. But for BJP and Prime Minister, it's to time to take and say that yes, people of the nation has not voted for Bharatiya Janata Party as a clear mandate, as it was 303. Now it's near about 220, 230 or 230 or whatever it would be. Let the numbers be in front of us, then we'll talk about. And there is a lot to happen in Indian politics. We have to wait and watch that who is going to form the government, because there is no clear mandate for Bharatiya Janata Party. And abhi BJP Pravakta was saying about his Panna Pramukh, where when your voting percentage was going down, you said that you have a Panna Samiti on every page of voter list, you have 6 people. So what they are doing, they went to Bangkok for vacations when the polling percentage was coming down. So what they are doing, they are the biggest liar I have ever seen. Biggest party in the world, they have few members of their party on Jupiter, on Venus, on some on the moons as well. So what they say, they are one of the biggest liar I have ever seen in Indian politics or ever history of the world politics. Biggest liar ever seen by the politician.
Mr. Khan, wait. Okay. So the leads are also changing, only slightly. I just want to update our viewers. This is becoming like an IPL match, running commentary we are giving. But what to do? This is turning out to be such an interesting election. So the BJP is at 36, leading in 36 seats in the state of Uttar Pradesh. The Samajwadi Party in 33 now. Still, from
of course.
5.
I mean, whatever you say, it is a big this for the Samajwadi Party.
So Tariq Khan, you've spoken. Let me quickly get in Avinash Adik. Avinash, I've spoken about Maharashtra. We've looked at Maharashtra, but I just want to concentrate on Uttar Pradesh right now. Actually, the bigger picture as well, as you see on your screens. So, every reporter came back and said there is no wave except a heat wave in India. That seems to have turned out to be true.
Sorry about that, Shreya. My mic was switched off. Yeah, you're quite right. The only wave at the moment in India is the heat wave. Whatever numbers I'm seeing on the screen, one has to accept those. Yes, I would have wanted the numbers to be better for the NDA, especially in Maharashtra. But then, as they say, we are still coming to the last few overs. So we'll hold our horses for the next few hours and hope the numbers change. Because as we speak, the numbers keep changing every 15 minutes on the Election Commission of India website. So unless you give me an update and I have access to more happening at the grassroots, I really wouldn't know. There are lots of close fights happening. So you could see some change in the numbers that we're seeing for Maharashtra, which is where I'll be focusing my attention on. But pan-India, you're quite right. You're quite right. The only wave is the heat wave.
The only wave is the heat wave. So since we are speaking about Maharashtra, let me quickly get in the Maharashtra numbers as well. As they stand now, again, not numbers, leads. I just need to keep correcting myself here. The BJP is at 12. The Indian National Congress is at 11. The Shiva Sena Uddhav faction is at 9. The Shiva Sena Shiva Sena Shinde faction is at 7. I keep getting confused over this. The NCP Sharad Pawar is at 7.
As are the voters, by the way.
As are the voters. And when it comes to the NCP, sir, Aapka Party, 1.
Just 1.
Yes.
1.
Yes, I can very clearly see that it is 1 in our favor. There's a very close fight happening on a second seat. I think the third and the fourth seat, the gap has widened to such an extent that even if I was to be very optimistic, I don't think I can see that reversing. And we have an alliance partner on our fifth seat. I'm waiting to see the outcome there as well. But yes, we had always expected 2 on the minimum side. We are very hopeful for a third because we only contested 4 seats. So a 3 out of 4 would not have been a bad strike rate, but I'll take 2 out of 4 as well.
Can I ask you if you have any updates on Baramati? Because last I checked, and in fact, I'm going to check once again since it's such an interesting seat. Supriya Sule continues to lead, and Sunetra Pawar is trailing. Are you? Is this seat a gone case now, as far as you are concerned, or is there still some hope here?
Lead in Baramati at the moment that I have is that Supriya Sule is leading by 13,032 votes. And there are about 12 or 13 rounds to go.
Yes, correct.
So this could reverse. We expect to get Baramati in our favor. So I think I'll be very optimistic till the end of the counting.
I know it's too early, Avinash Adik, and maybe we'll have this discussion tomorrow or day after. But is there a sense of what could have gone wrong for your alliance in the state of Maharashtra? Is it that the people of the state didn't take to this splitting, family fights, betrayals very well?
So, see, I'll tell you very honestly now, we were asking for more seats to be given to us. For example, we were asking for Mada. We thought Mada was a seat which we could easily win. We thought Satara we could put up a very strong fight. We wanted Nasik to be given to the NCP. All these 3 seats were denied to us. If these 3 were contested by the NCP, you would have seen a different picture. I'm very confident about that. So I think when the seat sharing discussions happened, the decisions on those seat sharing decisions was very delayed. That also has cost us. And yes, the agrarian crisis has taken a toll. Onion being a very big issue in Maharashtra, which I remember we were trying to convince the BJP leadership to take a decision with regards to the export of onions way early in the campaign. But I think it was only taken in the 4th or the 5th stage of the polling. So that has taken its toll on us.
This is very interesting. You can already see cracks in the alliance.
I was about to say that.
There are murmurs about how the BJP mismanaged the situation, played Big Brother, didn't give the seats the NCP, the Ajit Pawar faction wanted. So obviously that is not a stable, solid alliance, and that has played out on the ground as well. I mean, if you can already see murmurs, it's barely 3 hours into the results since the morning. Obviously, there were contradictions even within the alliance, and NCP is not a natural BJP ally in any case, right? So Clearly something went wrong in Maharashtra, and clearly something is going to go wrong for BJP in Maharashtra if it doesn't get its act together, given there are state elections coming up. And I will repeat, Uddhav Thackeray is a force to reckon with. He's seen as the right inheritor of his father's legacy. Make no mistake about that. And I think the BJP will need to find, maybe come up with Devendra Fadnavis again, or find some answer to Uddhav Thackeray. Otherwise, it will be in trouble in Maharashtra.
Mr. Vadakkan, if you're still with us, Ruhi, being the good journalist she is, picked the news point and went straight to the heart of it. ये तो 3 घंटे नहीं हुए and there are cracks in the Maharashtra alliance already visible.
Well, as I said, well, it's too early to comment on cracks. Every crack can be cemented. There's no problem. It depends on what kind of crack it is. Is it a crack on the surface that can be cemented? There's no problem on that. We'll get a good mason to do that. So nothing to worry on those cracks. But as long as the crack is not on the, the main construct of the building, that is something which needs the engineering department to look into. But believe me, we are fully aware of the situation, the ground situation. We'll measure according to our requirements. And I don't want to make an advance comment on television on what our methodologies will be.
Acha, theek hai, Mr. Vadakkan, what can I say? It's what is visible to Ruhi and me should be visible to you as well. But I'm going to, for a minute, turn our focus to Haryana.
Another disaster for the BJP.
BJP, 10 seats in Haryana, ladies and gentlemen. All 10 in 2019 had gone to the BJP. What is the situation in Haryana right now? The Indian National Congress is at 5 and the BJP is at 5.
So, as I said earlier, it tells you something about the BJP just choosing chief ministers of states at whim, right? It doesn't work like that. Look at Rajasthan. What has happened in Rajasthan? Why it's such a BJP state? It's a bastion. It just won an assembly election. Why has it turned so much? Why has Haryana turned so much? I mean, Uttar Pradesh is an outlier. I will agree with that because Yogi Adityanath is popular, etc., etc. But look at the other states. It tells the BJP something. There is a reason. And I think Madhya Pradesh also, they have to be very careful because Shivraj Singh Chauhan, they're riding on him right now because he was chief minister until very recently. And as I said, he's massively popular, perhaps more popular in the state than Narendra Modi is. But soon enough, people will get tired of just someone they don't want to see as CM sitting as CM. And soon enough, the tide will turn against the BJP in Madhya Pradesh. So they need to be careful about who they pick as CMs. It can't just be the high command sitting here and deciding, chalo, aaj inko bana do, aaj inki lottery lagi hai. That kind of an attitude has to change.
Mr. Vadakkan, any comments on that? Any comments on the numbers that are coming from Haryana? Again, leads at 1256, the Indian National Congress at 5, the BJP at 5 as well. All 10 seats in Haryana were won by our party in 2019. The tally is going down to half by the looks of it. You can't say, let's wait. I've heard you say that 3 times, Mr. Vadakkan. Ab to kuch aur bol dijiye. Oops, the audio is only gone. Mr. Vadakkan? All right, I think Mr. Vadakkan's audio itself is gone. So what we will do right now is Mr. Vadakkan, glad that you can hear me. My question was over Haryana.
Yeah,
the fact is that you had won all 10 seats in Haryana last time. This time the BJP is down to 5. It's leading in 5 and the Indian National Congress is leading in 5.
Well, as I said, I don't think you heard it. We accept the mandate with grace because this is the people's mandate. Whatever the mandate, we don't blame EVMs, we don't blame the Election Commission, we don't blame the opposition party. We are fighting for the people and the people believe that they have to support us, we are there for them. So that's it, that's my reply.
Okay. Nilanjana, people vote for various reasons, right? There's agrarian distress in rural India. That's clear, it's there.
It's very clear.
It's very clear, it's there. But as far as Haryana is concerned, could Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh, the women wrestlers, the scandal that played out, the way the BJP reacted, could that have been a part of why we are seeing what we are seeing?
Yes, all of this plus one more thing I think which we missed, that during the farmer struggle, that where a lot of focus was on Punjab, but the basic support to the agitation was provided by people from Haryana. In terms of, the taking care of the people, who were actually camping there, came from people in Haryana. So there was a lot of unrest, coupled with the fact that right from the beginning, the BJP has tried to work out by propping up the non-dominant communities. So the Jats, got completely alienated from the BJP. You cannot actually politically survive in Haryana by alienating Jats in such big numbers. You can also possibly, once we have the detailed figures, we can see if this has had any impact in the sections of Rajasthan which adjoin Haryana.
Sure. Okay, on that note, let's quickly slip into a break. The broad trends and leads are on our screens, ladies and gentlemen. The NDA right now at 289, the India Alliance at 236, up by 106 seats, which means the opposition has given a fairly good fight to the ruling dispensation. And clearly it's the opposition, if these numbers hold, if these leads hold, will be the headline tomorrow. For the moment, ladies and gentlemen, slipping into a quick break on the show. My colleague Sneha is joining you up next. Do stay with us.
Presenting a show.
You're watching the Urban Debate.
Where we try to find answers for all the questions the day has brought with it. A show where instead of easing behind bickering and noise,
If we don't start planning for the future, things will only get worse. What has happened in Bangalore is a violation of an individual, a citizen's fundamental right.
authorities are forced to commit and respond on issues.
Good conduct, assume for a moment it was so, but that is not the sacrosanct criteria.
I have to follow the constitution. State government of Karnataka is very clear, saying that the civic authorities have been involved in road apathy where the road accident has happened.
So we can together improve our urban reality. The Urban Debate.
You get information on practically every device. What you don't get is the correct context. We often miss the wood for the trees. On Nation Tonight, we come with the promise of giving meaning to the information, taking you through the day's biggest events that define the state of the nation. With me at 9 p.m. on Nation Tonight.
To me, news is about one bold, strong voice that breaks silence. बोलो आपकी जान की रक्षा करते आप उनको मरवाने के लिए लेके आते हो. We go extra mile to give voice to stories that otherwise go untold. This tunnel is being constructed with the connivance of Pakistani army. We believe in asking straight, direct and pointed questions to people in corridors of power. I am Pradeep Datta reporting for Mirror Now. You first.
Your issues are my stories, and that is news to me. Resident doctors out on the street.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us. We are bringing you round-the-clock coverage of what seems to be exciting elections. That's really what democracy is. This is really what Indian elections are all about. I am a journalist, but have to say this. I think pollsters, exit polls, everybody needs to get their game together and try to understand how to decode the mandate of people in a way that can be anywhere close to appropriate. It's not the first time, and that's why when you have exit polls out, when they're giving out, they usually give it a disclaimer, this can go wrong. But let's just quickly look at what the game has been so far. So in contrast to what the sweep from the BJP was in 2019, at this point, you have Delhi, MP, Chhattisgarh, Himachal, Uttarakhand. That seems to be the BJP's strong point. Of course, Odisha being the big game changer. Odisha is where the BJD has been decimated, if I may use that word. BJP making absolutely strong inroads into the state. Whether it be in the assembly election, Lok Sabha election. So Odisha as a state was seen as a swing state and is going to be decisive in deciding who goes on to form the government. Odisha has everybody's eyes on, even as the other results are unfolding. Now let's just look at what really seemed to be the big rallying points. Uttar Pradesh has thrown in a huge surprise. The India bloc is formidable there. Of course, things can change. Countings is still happening. We don't know which way this may go, but nonetheless, Uttar Pradesh is a strong fight by the India bloc led by the Samajwadi Party, but Congress also holding its fort. Both of them together emerging the single largest alliance, if I may. But nonetheless, Uttar Pradesh, a very strong surprise. And remember, Uttar Pradesh, of course, is the state that has the largest number of states. The Congress was routed last time out of Uttar Pradesh. So what unfolds in Uttar Pradesh this time is going to be very interesting. What emerges, at least at this point, you have Smriti Irani. You have Smriti Irani, who seems to be on a losing trail in Amethi. That's a very huge point as well. Kerala, again, a state down south. Remember, there was a lot that was spoken about BJP's focus down south. Tamil Nadu, as contrast to what was believed, has not thrown in favorable results, at least at this point from what we can see in terms of seats. Vote shares will have to be seen eventually. Kerala, there are at least 2 seats where the BJP is leading. You have BJP leading in Thiruvananthapuram, where Shashi Tharoor is the sitting MP. Rajiv Chandrasekhar is challenging him. And you have BJP leading in Thrissur, where you have Suresh Gopi. These have huge consequences. Again, a state where the UDF is likely to win handsomely in terms of the maximum seats, but getting even 1 seat in Kerala is a big deal for the BJP. You have almost 2 seats that are coming in. We'll look into all of this in detail in a bit. But first, let's just get you a sense of what's unfolding on the ground. Dharni, my colleague, joins us from Chennai, as well as Adib from Amethi. Adib, to you first. Amethi is throwing in a surprise for journalists and for people across, but are people in Amethi, are they surprised?
Well, definitely, Sneha, not just Amethi, but entire Uttar Pradesh is a surprise, not for the journalists, but for all political parties. If exit polls were to be believed, showing a majority for BJP in exit polls, it was showing that around 68 to 72 seats were in the hands of BJP. But if the trends are to be believed, the current trends are showing that Samajwadi Party, including Congress, is leading at around 42 seats in Uttar Pradesh, which includes Amethi, Raebareli, Barabanki, Sitapur, Kannauj, Mainpuri. So these are the different seats on which Samajwadi Party and Congress are leading in Uttar Pradesh. Earlier, when the elections were going on, and at the time of voting, people were saying that they are voting for development, and they were hinting that they have voted for BJP. But it was not very easy to track the mood of the people at the end of the day, where they are going to cast their vote, on which button they are pressing on the EVM. So it was not very easy to track the mood of the people this time. And clearly it is reflecting in the trends. The trends are in favor of Samajwadi Party, and Samajwadi Party, including Congress, has become one of the single largest party in Uttar Pradesh, which is gaining more seats than BJP. In exit polls, it was being predicted that BJP is leading, but as of now, and if this trend continues, then it will be a big boost to Samajwadi Party in Uttar Pradesh, as Samajwadi Party is gaining more than 30 seats, and on the other hand, Congress is gaining around 5 to 7 seats in Uttar Pradesh. Back to you, Sneha.
All right, Adib. I'm also being joined at this point by Mr. Mukhopadhyay. But before I just come across to him, we also have Dharni right now, and so we can go directly to him, to the panelist. Dharni, you are in Chennai. DMK would be ecstatic. How's BJP? In fact, it was Tamil Nadu where they were expecting to get seats, but it looks like there is no leads really for the BJP in Tamil Nadu. A strong message.
The DMK is comfortably leading in over 35 seats out of the total 39 seats in Tamil Nadu. And of course, I'm standing right in front of the party headquarters that is called Arivalayam. And you can see the visuals over here. The supporters of the DMK, they're already starting to arrive at the party headquarters and they are raising slogans praising Chief Minister M.K. Stalin and the party. And as I told, most of the star candidates of the DMK, be it Kanimoli Karunanidhi, Dayanidhi Maran, Kalanidhi Veeraswamy or A. Raja, they're all leading in their respective constituencies. Likewise, the DMK's alliance partner Congress is also leading in all of their seats, especially former Union Minister P. Chidambaram's son Karti Chidambaram is comfortably leading from the Sivaganga parliamentary constituency. So the DMK
Dharani, we barely can hear you. I understand there's so much happening around you. We barely can hear you. Thank you for bringing us those scenes. This, of course, is unfolding in Tamil Nadu. We are also being joined by other reporters. But I'm being joined by Pinky, Imran as well. But allow me a few minutes, as well as Jay Lakshmi. Allow me a few minutes. We are also being joined by Nilanjan Mukhopadhyay, as I said. But there's also some breaking news that's coming in at this point. And the breaking news is about the TDP looking at almost a full majority in Andhra. And we're looking at N. Chandrababu Naidu to be sworn in as a Chief Minister on June 9th.
This is a big recovery for Chandrababu Naidu, having been in sidelines the last 5 years. It's been a remarkable comeback for him.
It's huge. I mean, if you look at Jagan Mohan Reddy, he's literally been routed. He's literally been routed. There's no doubt about this. The way the people have given a mandate. So,
it's quite surprising because it was being said that
BJP.
No, it was being said that there was a lot of support for him, especially from the women in urban areas, saying that they were with Jagan Reddy, but somehow eventually it turned out to be a false understanding of this ground situation there.
That's right. In fact, I'm being joined by Imran. Imran, you're on the ground. It was expected to go this way. Jagan Mohan Reddy completely routed. His YSRCP completely routed. What's the messaging here? Also, this isn't a BJP success. It's a TDP success. So which way is Chandrababu Naidu really going to go with the larger picture changing as well?
Well, at the moment, Chandrababu Naidu is to stay with the NDA alliance. In fact, I spoke to leaders that no call has come from India alliance as far as rumors are there. They said, insist that it's just those rumors. They're strongly with the NDA and they will form the government along with BJP and Jan Sena here in Andhra Pradesh. In fact, 9th of May is, I beg your pardon, June is the time fixed for Chandrababu Naidu to take oath. And as of now, as you can see, the jubilant workers behind me, after nobody expected that they will completely sweep the elections this way, and verdict will be completely one-sided. In fact, even some of the workers, leaders of the TDP are surprised the verdict they have got from the people. They say because of the Naidu's work and also the sympathy what they got after his arrest is work favor for him, and especially many of the ambitious social welfare schemes brought in by YSRCP, some of their failures is added to the advantage of the TDP is what the leaders are informing us. And in fact, at the moment, they're all jubilation. They're happy with the verdict, and they all said to Naidu to become the Chief Minister on May 9th.
In fact, Imran, allow me to... I mean, when I say this, is it correct to say that the hero here, in fact, is Pawan Kalyan? How he managed to stitch BJP, Naidu and himself together. Isn't that also extremely important?
Well, absolutely. In fact, both the coalition has, all the coalitions have come together, the Jan Sena and the BJP and Naidu. Primarily, TDP and Jan Sena, they are the large party which has, in fact, got this alliance together. And in fact, we saw how they had a meeting with Amit Shah. And the results here is also quite surprising for the YSRCP. In fact, they are shell-shocked over this entire result, not just Assembly, but even the Lok Sabha too. We have, as of right now, the TDP is leading in more than 15 seats, and 4 seats is the BJP and 2 seats in Jan Sena. So it's also a shell shock to their YSRCP. We are not yet reacted to the results which are coming up right now. but we're expecting the chief minister to respond by evening once complete results are out, is what the ISRCP is clearly telling us. But at the moment, as rumors are going on that there are India Alliance people are calling TDP, they have ruled out any such thing. They're staying firmly with the NDA Alliance over this issue. And on June 9th, they're expecting even the Prime Minister Modi to come here and be part of the vote-taking ceremony of Chandrababu Naidu.
Imran, just a minute. Mr. Nilanjan Mukhopadhyay has a question for you. Please go ahead.
Hi, Imran. What about the Modi factor? How important it was for this particular victory?
Imran, if you could hear Mr. Nilanjan Mukhopadhyay, he's asking you, was there a role? Okay, there seems to be some disruption. He's frozen, his signal is frozen. But from what seems to be very engaging narratives and results emerging at Andhra, there's also another important state, and that's Kerala. The largest success is going to go with Congress, with the UDF. But there's about these 2 seats where BJP is winning. And 2 very important seats. You have Shashi Tharoor, who is possibly going to lose. We don't know. I mean, as I was telling my colleagues, towards the end, you have certain assembly constituencies which are left bastions. So we don't know which way this may go. But as of now, the leads are with Rajiv Chandrasekhar for sure. And then you also have Thrissur. Now, it's not about 2 seats. It's about the South messaging. You see Andhra, where BJP really hasn't played any role whatsoever. But if you look at Kerala, to get even 1 seat, a vote share increase would have been phenomenal. Here, you likely are getting 2 seats. Abhishek Sudhir.
Karan Verma.
Karan Verma, please. Yeah. Yes.
So, it's historic in the sense, and the one big message that goes out today is that BJP is no longer confined to one area. We saw them making a government in Odisha. We saw them making rich gains in Telangana. In Kerala, as you rightly pointed out, 2 seats now. So BJP has spread its presence pan-India now. Yes, they might lose some, they might win some, but it is a viable option for the electorate everywhere. And the Shashi Tharoor seat, I think Rajiv Chandrasekhar hung in there. And it was very clear right from the day one that this is a seat that Shashi Tharoor narrowly won last time around. And Rajiv Chandrasekhar went about it full hog. And it was expected, to be honest, that he would roll the dice here.
Actually, Shashi Tharoor did not win it narrowly last time. He won it better. It was a better margin last time. It was last time that he won extremely with a very, very tight margin. Nonetheless, he's been a 3 times MP. He's a voice which everybody politically would listen to. There's a lot happened within Congress as well with Shashi Tharoor. But let's look at the West Bengal story. Amazing. In the sense that BJP doesn't seem to even get the numbers that it had boasted of in 2019. Mamta Banerjee, who supposedly was on the back foot, Sandesh Khali, where TMC was absolutely on the back foot, seems to be going the TMC way.
Khali, I think, this is a point which I made earlier in the program also. I think it was a misreading of us in the Delhi media that it's a big issue. As far as Bengal was concerned, it was not a very big issue. There were other issues against the Trinamool Congress, most important being the string of corruption charges against various Trinamool Congress leaders, evidence being found, cash being found, all cases going on.
But that doesn't seem to matter.
But I think, this over-stressing on Sandesh Khali and a fairly polarized campaign in Bengal to, put off the voter in Bengal. Despite the fact that Bengal has a history of communal riot, there is a more palpable social harmony in the society that beyond a certain point they do not want to tamper with. People would still, despite differences, they would still like to live in close harmony. And I think they did not like the polarizing campaigning of the BJP.
It's interesting that Mr. Mukhopadhyay makes that statement because last time in 2019, this was the exact explanation given for Kerala. At a time when Sabrimala issue was literally at its peak, BJP could not make any inroads. And this time, if you look in Kerala, you've not had polarizing issues. You've had issues where BJP has raised up, but it's not been this highly polarizing issues like Sabrimala that came up, the way they posted. There was violence on the streets in 2019. Nothing of that translated into votes. In fact, in pockets, you had votes decreasing for the BJP. This time around, it's totally turned around. Allow me to go to my colleague Jay Lakshmi at this point, who is right now in Thiruvananthapuram. Jay Lakshmi, what are the scenes that you are seeing? Where are you in Thiruvananthapuram? This is possibly a huge message. And, I mean, the fact that Congress has won larger seats is not a big deal. It was expected. It's a national election. This is where the Congress-led alliance would usually win hands down. But BJP getting those 2 seats possibly is huge. Where are you right now? What's the sense you're picking up?
I'm definitely standing right outside Suresh Gopi's residence, the Thrissur candidate who has, surprised the entire state by getting a margin of about more than, in fact, 70,000 votes. That is the margin that Suresh Gopi is leading, and that has definitely clearly shocked both the party and, the state or other party, both BJP and the opposition, because definitely the party was expecting a bit of victory when it comes to the Thrissur seat and the Thiruvananthapuram seats. Those were the seats that were highly looked upon as far as BJP is concerned. But, they definitely did not expect the margin to rise this high. And as, in fact, Prakash Javadekar, when he briefed the media, he also said the same thing, that the party is truly grateful for Prime Minister Modi, that the party definitely believes that it is his major role that has played out into votes when it comes to the state of Kerala. Prime Minister, he visited Thrissur the most when it comes to the Kerala. The Thrissur district was the most visited by Prime Minister. In fact, he even came in and attended Suresh Gopi's daughter's wedding. That was the first message that Prime Minister officially put out, that, Suresh Gopi, even before his candidature was declared, he had openly come out and sent a very strong message.
Okay.
Definitely a very huge setback to the opposition parties, both Congress and the left, who believed that BJP will not be able to open an account. But definitely BJP has succeeded in at least winning one seat. And the second seat, which is the toughest, the Shashi Tharoor and the Rajiv Chandrasekhar, which is going on neck to neck, might happen anything. But right now, Rajiv Chandrasekhar is leading with a vote of 11,900.
All right. I mean, to look at the margin also, it's reducing for Rajiv Chandrasekhar. If you look at it, at one point it was a little over 20. It came down to 16. It's 11 now.
Yes.
We don't know how much of that will cover up, but voting is still happening. Nonetheless, he's been leading for a while now, Rajiv Chandrasekhar. But there's a breaking news that's coming in at this point. We're getting information that Jagan Mohan Reddy is going to step down, is going to resign as the Chief Minister at 4 in the evening today. Imminent. Imminent. Absolutely. But what would you, Karan, very quickly say to the larger messaging, whether it be West Bengal, whether it be Uttar Pradesh, whether it be Karnataka, is this opposition's resurrection?
I think the opposition has successfully managed to localize the election as far as possible. And that is where there was some visible anti-incumbency against candidates. There was some resentment. There were some factions also within the party with regards to candidates. I didn't see a palpable anti-incumbency or disappointment against the Prime Minister. But the fact that they managed to localize it and direct their anger towards that is the reason why some of the candidates were outvoted. Also, the 400 Par slogan actually backfired. Why? Because people thought, we'll not vote for our candidate. Modi ji is still winning. He'll get 399, 398. Which is where a lot of people expressed their resentment against the local candidates, which resulted in a fall of tally for the BJP.
Okay, I'm being told somebody's reaction is coming in. I can't get the leader's name correctly right now.
जीतेगी, मुझे पूरा विश्वास है कि देश में भी इसी प्रकार से भारतीय जनता पार्टी और एनडीए की विजय होगी और पुनः एक बार देश की सेवा करने का जनता हमें आशीर्वाद देगी और मोदी सरकार देश की सेवा करेगी। धन्यवाद।
let's just very quickly go into Subhashini Yadav, who joins us, Congress spokesperson, as well as Pradeep Maur, leader from BJP. You have celebration shots also coming in from the BJP. To you, Subhashini Yadav, first, too early to congratulate you, but nonetheless, there's a strong fight which has been put up by the opposition. You may see with what's happening in Uttar Pradesh, a lot has been spoken about it, with the SP and the Congress combined. But if you and Karnataka as well. But look at what's happened in Kerala. Look at what's happened in Odisha. Odisha, well, nothing to do with you. Kerala, where Congress-led alliance is winning handsomely, but big inroads for the BJP. Big. I mean, it may just be 1 or 2 seats, but it's huge. All right, I think Subhashini Yadav couldn't hear me at this point. But before I just go across to you, I believe Mr. Mukhopadhyay has to leave. Thank you very much for joining us, sir, and see you soon.
Thank you.
We have a lot remaining with you. Subhashini Yadav, to you again at this point. Yeah. My question to you is, what really has unfolded in Uttar Pradesh is a big, big deal for the India alliance. You've changed the narrative literally in Uttar Pradesh. It's no longer a sweep. In fact, many states which were a sweep for the BJP or the NDA are not. You've been able to fight very strongly. But look at what's unfolding in Kerala.
See, here whatever we have seen in Uttar Pradesh is definitely an indication that Uttar Pradesh plays a major role in forming government in the centre. We were expecting this result. Our leader Rahul Gandhi ji and our ally leader from Samajwadi Party, Akhilesh Yadav ji, were constantly saying this, that there is going to be a huge difference in Uttar Pradesh and we are coming up with majority of seats. And here the picture is clear. Rahul Gandhi ji himself is winning from flying margins, and Samajwadi Party is absolutely performing really well. And it is the magic of the two boys, as they quoted ki do ladko ka kya jalwa chalega. So it is definitely the two boys who have proved themselves, and it is the people of Uttar Pradesh who has given this mandate, who have believed in the ideology of saving constitution, who have believed in the ideology of safeguarding the farmers and certain other issues. It is the people who have made this result possible.
All right. I'm also being joined by Pradeep Maur. Pradeep Maur, how do you look at these elections? It was an election riding on Prime Minister Modi. It is not a sweep the way it was. Has the dominance been cut short? Would BJP look at it this way?
No. It's not like that. Look, first of all, NDA is forming the government. That is for sure, right? And since morning, I'm listening to different channels. And what I find is very surprising that Congress people are congratulating each other and even accepting congratulations as if they have, a party which has gained not even 100 seats is celebrating in this scenario. I'm really surprised. Look, first of all, the thing is this: Congress itself is not a very consolidated kind of a party. They are a party of states, as Rahul Gandhi says that India is a union of states. So I would rather say that Congress party is a union of the small parties in the states. So they have to first protect their field. After winning the elections, many of them can run away. So this is a surprising kind of a scenario. Second, as far as the BJP's performance is concerned, it was third term of Modi ji, and after this third term also, BJP has done so well. This is a very good thing. This has to be congratulated. Definitely, their expectations were very high. We are not at par with the expectations, but whatever it is, we are forming the government. That is the good thing.
No, all right, sure. I mean, we'll look at that as well in a bit. Elections are elections, results are not done yet. But yes, looks like you would be forming the government. But, as I say, elections are elections. But very interesting information coming in. And let's just break this at this point. Shashi Tharoor seems to be now leading. After trailing for a very long time, he's now leading. And as I said this, I explained this to our viewers. It's towards the end of the counting. You have certain assembly seats which are left dominance, which have Congress voters as well. And that may change. Remember, it was the last elections also that saw this kind of a torpedo. We don't know yet. However, briefly, you have right now Shashi Tharoor is who's on the lead. We'll have to see how that pans out, whether that changes or not. But after a considerable lead by Rajiv Chandrasekhar, a lead for a considerable time, you have Shashi Tharoor who's back on lead. Abhishek Sudhir joins us right now, and of course we have with us Karan as well, who's staying on with us. Thank you very much, both of you, for staying on. Very interesting here. Let's just look at what's unfolded right now. So Andhra has gone away totally from Jagan Mohan Reddy. TDP way, but you don't really have a very big Modi factor there.
Right.
Odisha, you have a big BJP move, a big BJP gain. Uttar Pradesh, India bloc, marching ahead. We don't know what the results are, but nonetheless, I would say marching ahead because SP and Congress both seem to have maintained their dominance. Karnataka giving a good fight. It's not a all-way route like parliamentary elections would have been. Kerala, it was expected to win, but nonetheless, BJP has made very strong roads. How are you looking at this?
I am looking at it with a big smile on my face. I think the people of India have spoken. There's no 400 400 par. I think that's very clear. And what I would say is that when you set the bar so high, like Prime Minister Modi has, you will be judged by the high standards you set. So the question is this: can Narendra Modi form a government on his own? No. It looks like the BJP is not going to get 272 on its own. No, very, very unlikely. Very, very unlikely. Because I've been on multiple panels. It's very unlikely. Karan, come on, you're grasping at straws. Karan and I have been...
I'm not. I'm all smile.
So no, Karan and I are good friends. We're friends socially also. Yeah. And Karan and I have been on the opposing sides of the debates for 3 years, most of the time. But you know what? I think every BJP supporter, every BJP voter, not necessarily a BJP spokesperson, has to accept that today is going to taste like defeat. Because you were talking about 400 par, but you've not even been able to cross 300. And let me tell you, the biggest story of the day can be summed up in 3 words, 3 simple words: Akhilesh Yadav Zindabad. Because look at those numbers. Look at those numbers. Oh, so beautiful. Those numbers in Uttar Pradesh. I mean, he has ended the career of Yogi Adityanath, at least in terms of Yogi's prime ministerial ambitions. That is now...
That's quite far-fetched. We don't know which way this...
Okay, let me be serious. Let me answer. One second. Karan, come on, you've been here, man. It's my first appearance on the channel. Come on, do me the courtesy on the day like today and give me some time. So, look, the point is this. At the end of the day, Narendra Modi has never run an alliance government. In all his years as Chief Minister of Gujarat, in all his years as Prime Minister of India, he has never run an alliance government. At the ripe old age of 74, approaching retirement next year, can he learn alliance government? That is the principal question today. And even if these numbers hold, will Chandrababu Naidu, will Nitish Kumar and the other constituents of the NDA
now that's a very
bloc
important point.
Stay with the BJP because this is an opportunity. This is an opportunity to stop Narendra Modi in his tracks.
So you have Nitish Kumar. I mean, we don't know whether this is confirmed. Looks like Congress has reached out to them. I don't have confirmation on this.
100%. Nitish Kumar is in talks. Trust me, Chirag Paswan.
And he's privy to all of this.
No, I'll tell you. Look, we've been sitting in the guest room. We've all been, and we're all 5 of us. We're from the Association of Political Analysts.
We are looking at a possibility where now you may have the opposition reaching out to who otherwise may have been dear friends of the BJP or the NDA. But how much of this could really make a difference with the kind of numbers? Look, NDA is going to near 300, cross 300 possibly. But I mean, I don't know whether BJP can form the government alone by itself.
First of all, I'll tell my friend Abhishek, calm down. I mean, this is what happens when victory eludes you for so long. A little hint and they are all, elated. This is what happens. Premature elation. Please, calm down. Come on. The fact is that even right now, BJP is 2.5 times bigger than any party around it. Congress is still yet to touch 3 digits. It's at 95, 96, I think.
No,
and BJP is at 240. No.
Your point is absolutely correct. But what's interesting, you will complete. Don't worry. I'll come to you only. But what is interesting is democracy, victories and losses are never about just one party, though they will eventually go to form the government. It's about how everything comes together, and we have seen enough Operation Kamals to see how governments are made or formed. So you can't really rule out by saying 2.5 times BJP is more than, say, another party.
Sometimes we lose sight of this. The fact is, yes, they had set themselves very high standards, and I think that was a tactical and a strategic mistake, if you ask me. For 400 par should have never happened, because what really happened because of that was that the local anti-incumbency, people just took it for granted. They said, Modi ji ke to aa hi rahe hain 400, 399 aa jayenge, let our candidate lose if we are not happy with that. That is precisely what has happened. The opposition managed to localize the election well. You have to give them credit. But still they are
so it's not Modi ji's fault at all, is it?
Not at all.
Not at all Modi ji's fault.
Not at all.
This is not at all Modi ji's fault.
Absolutely not.
Wow.
Absolutely
Karan,
not.
they should make
It
him
is the local factors. It is the local factors. There was massive anti-incumbency against local leaders, and which is where they got it wrong.
So whose fault is that?
BJP has got it wrong, and they need to course correct on that. Let me just put this perspective.
Come on.
Samajwadi Party, no doubt, I'll have to give it to them. They have made a comeback here, but Congress, the central pillar of this entire coalition, it's nowhere close. I mean, when the central party is not even touching 3 digits, you can't expect them to, come up with an alternative. The fact is, Modi 3.0 is loading. Narendra Modi is still going to be the Prime Minister, and that remains the biggest news. Also, what remains the big news is that BJP today is a pan-India party with its presence everywhere. From Odisha to Telangana to even Kerala, a seat, they are across the board. And they can be happy. It's good to see my friend happy after such a long time.
I'm not happy,
it's good to see him smiling. I'm very happy for you.
See,
good to see you smiling.
Okay, just a minute.
It's amazing.
Just a minute. Let me just inform my team something. I think we have Ramesh Chennithala. Let me just take a very quick response from Mr. Sudhir, and then we'll return to getting the questions from Ramesh Chennithala as well after this.
In January of 2024, you build the Ram Mandir in Ayodhya.
Yeah.
You build the Ram Mandir in Ayodhya. The entire nation in January 2024 is in the grip of that temple fervor. And you can't even beat the Samajwadi Party 5 months after building the Ram Mandir.
That was not a political issue. That was not a political issue.
What?
I told you they never politicized it.
I'm
now at least.
I'm partisan. Sneha, was it not a political issue?
It wasn't.
It's going to be.
Come on.
They never politicized it.
It's going to be very hard to see that not part of politics.
Sneha, one line. जो राम को लाए हैं हम उनको लाएंगे
ये 2022 का
था ये
2022 का नारा था
all right Karan and no both of you will have to pull it I'm being joined by right now I'm being joined right now by my I'm being joined by Mr. Chennithala right now, Ramesh Chennithala at this point. Thank you so much for joining us. Mr. Chennithala, my first question to you, between a lot of optics that's emerging, a lot of heated rhetoric that's emerging, huge inroads by BJP in Kerala. You have been a top Congress leader in Kerala. You have been rallying for Congress in several parts, including in Maharashtra. But let's just start with Kerala. Huge inroads by the BJP. We are looking at possibility of 2 seats.
I feel that there is a secret understanding between LDF and BJP. They want to defeat Congress party. Last time also they had done like that. And that is why in Thrissur and Alappi, Thrissur and Trivandrum, BJP has won this election. And that is because left pro-sorted to BJP. Because there were so many cases against BJP, CPM leaders, especially the Chief Minister. To have a cover-up that this has been taken place in Kerala. That is why they are leading. I don't feel that BJP has got any foothold in Kerala as such.
No, Mr. Chanitala, let me tell you something. I have panelists with me, and most of them who will be listening to you would be enjoying your answer for a very simple reason. It's the Congress and the left that have been in an alliance across India. And how are you accusing the BJP of coming into, colluding with the left? That seems completely off.
Yeah, they are always like that. Last assembly election also, 69 seats, BJP voted for CPM, for Congress Mukta Bharat. Where is Congress Mukta Bharat now? Where is Abki Bar 400 par? कहाँ है? देखिए, सारे चैनल क्या बोल रहे थे? Congress खत्म हो गया. What happened now? So you failed in judging the mood of the people of India. Now we are ahead. We are ahead to form the government.
Okay, to give you a sense of what you are saying, fair enough. I mean, you've put in a formidable fight in Uttar Pradesh, led by the Samajwadi Party. The India bloc is well ahead. If you look at what's happening in Karnataka, it's well fought. Fair enough. But how much of this would you really say as a takeaway by the Congress per se? Look at Amethi. Smriti Irani is losing there, but it's not the credit to Rahul Gandhi, quite frankly.
I feel that there is a secret understanding between LDF and BJP. They want to defeat Congress party. Last time also they had done like that. And that is why in Thrissur and Alleppey, Thrissur and Trivandrum, BJP has won this election. And that is because left pro-sorted to BJP. Because there were so many cases against BJP, CPM leaders, especially the Chief Minister. To have a cover-up that this has been taken place in Kerala. That is why they are leading. I don't feel that BJP has got any foothold in Kerala as such.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Ramesh Chanitala, for joining us. I'm sure this is not the last word. We'll get to hear more of you, but let me just come across to you. Yeah.
See, and this is a serious point. Sambit Patra did it in Odisha in terms of Lord Jagannath, and then he said, I made a mistake, where he said, Lord Jagannath is a Bhakt of Modi. This line that they've been using, and it was used predominantly in 2022, but it was also used in 2024, which was that Jo Ram ko laaye hai, hum unko laayenge. I went to Ayodhya. I was in Ayodhya in January, and this slogan was everywhere. The Uttar Pradesh Janta has sent a clear message कि राम को लाना ये सब sorry, हम आपको लाते हैं और हम आपको घर भी बेच सकते हैं. If you look at the numbers today, Uttar Pradesh has spoken. Hindutva, unbelievably, Hindutva has lost, right? Where in Ayodhya, Kashi, Mathura, none of this has resonated. This existential battle that apparently the Hindus of India are in with the non-Hindus, that narrative has not worked. The polarization in Uttar Pradesh has not worked. Welfare schemes are all in good, but the youth of Uttar Pradesh clearly, Sneha, have said we want jobs. And this is a message to the BJP that we want jobs. Just look at the numbers for the Samajwadi Party. It is Akhilesh Yadav's Youth Connect. And Akhilesh Yadav has only been talking about jobs, jobs, jobs. What does the BJP talk about? Polarization, mandir, masjid, Mangal Sutra chhin lenge. All of this has fallen flat. And I return to that question, Sneha. Do not be so sure that Prime Minister Modi is returning for a third term, because there is a lot of water that is yet to flow under the bridge. Nitish Kumar has consistently changed sides. And by the way, the last time I checked, Nitish Kumar has more seats in Bihar than the BJP.
No, that's
I don't
true.
know if that's changed.
That still holds, I think.
That still holds. So Nitish Kumar has a good 14-15 seats.
And if my team can just tell me that as well, if Nitish Kumar has more seats.
Chandrababu Naidu, you spoke about Andhra Pradesh. Chandrababu Naidu is, not joined at the hip with Narendra Modi. Chandrababu Naidu has broken an alliance with Narendra Modi in the past. Chandrababu Naidu has asked for special status for Andhra, right? If the India bloc is ready to give special status for Andhra, and Chandrababu Naidu is going to get a real say in the functioning, then that will only help his cause in Andhra Pradesh.
Okay.
The same goes for Bihar in terms of special status.
Let me just take this question to Karan as
Not
well.
a done
Karan,
deal.
a lot has been said about Uttar Pradesh, and of course it's going to be very decisive. It's going to be extremely in seeing how this election results eventually moves on. Fair enough. But let me just come to Karnataka. What went wrong? Because Karnataka, BJP has always been elected with a large number when it comes to parliamentary elections. It's always been the case. What went wrong that Congress seems to be in a much better position than before? Has Prajwal's story played out wrong?
I think a lot of factors.
And has the Ayodhya or the rhetoric around religion as such not echoed in the way it should have?
I think what has happened is, he was talking about polarization along religious lines. Polarization along caste lines has probably worked. That's what I can see. And as far as the jobs thing, I don't think data suggests that. We had record unemployment as per the periodic labor force survey, 3.1%. We have the Scotch report which says 54 million jobs created. So, you know, the fact is you can't really pinpoint at one thing. In UP has made giant strides in law and order. UP was the 7th largest economy when Akhilesh left. It's the 3rd largest economy today in the country. So I don't think data suggests that. I think it's local factors. It's anti-incumbency, and BJP has the dynamic ability to course correct. I think they'll course correct in time. Akhilesh was routed in 2017, routed in 2022.
No, he wasn't routed.
2022, 19 they were routed.
36%
Sabha
share
elections
is not routed.
Okay, it's okay. 2/3 the seats, I think.
So whose fault? It's Yogi's fault that they've lost in Uttar Pradesh?
It's the local factors.
So you're blaming Yogi Adityanath.
I'm not pointing fingers at one. It's the collective leadership.
BJP voter deserves an answer
I'm
from
telling
the party.
I'm telling you. I think it's the ticket distribution which was flawed. And that was flawed right from the word go. So many of the Karyakartas didn't turn up to work.
Karan, you never said
I think it's... I did. I said they are on... One second, just let me complete one line. They were on a sticky wicket on Eastern UP.
The leader gets the credit and the others get the blame. If it's loss, is that going to be the case? I mean, at the end of the day, we are not looking at a loss or defeat for the BJP.
In Uttar Pradesh, it's very much a loss, Neha.
Let's look at the numbers.
There were lots of people, Sneha, who said...
Is it still a lead for 40 seats for Uttar Pradesh? How many seats is the Congress UP leading at?
Exactly, that is what
I'm used to losing for several years and being on television.
I'm just telling you...
You'll get used to it, don't worry.
There's no victory and defeat. I'm telling you what has happened. A lot of people said, MP theek nahi hai, Modi ji achhe hai. Modi is winning anyway.
I'm sorry.
Exactly this complacency which was exacerbated by the 400 par slogan, that backfired.
You cannot
That is what I'm telling you objectively.
I'll tell you something, Sneha.
Let's also just try and get some reactions, if we have any reactions coming in to what's unfolding in terms of the elections. Let's just quickly listen in.
At this point in time, with the result that's come in for the JDS and the NDA, are you happy and satisfied with two for you?
I'm not totally happy about this result. We are expected early the alliance between JDS and BJP. Our NDA alliance, we expected more than 25 seats.
Okay.
In that, because of some smaller errors from our side only, we lost 4-5 seats. But the alliance between JDS and BJP, overall, Karnataka voters, they accepted this alliance.
I remember campaigning for Mr. Amit Shah in Chanpatna, with Amit Shah in Chanpatna for Mr. Manjunath. That was a massive campaign at that point. And today, you see the results of that really bearing fruit with, Bangalore Rural, the bastion somewhere of the Congress being, broken away.
When we decided to put Manjunath as the candidate in Bangalore Rural constituency, after the consultation and after the advice from Honorable Home Minister, that strategy worked out very well in this election. Our party workers from BJP and JDS, they worked very hard to get this Bangalore rural constituency. With huge margin, we are getting that seat. That strategy worked out very well.
Last question for Hassan, sir. How do you really look at that?
Hassan, that result, some mistake has done by us also. But future days we will set.
What do you think is the mistake?
Actually, people, our party workers, at that time, they are not happy with some development in Hassan. For that, they advised us several issues, but some error by taking some decision.
You think the selection of the candidate, sir?
But because of that error, we lost the election.
Sir, congratulations.
BJP.
All right. There seems to be some admission that there was some error. Now, what error are they really referring to is something that we will have to decode. But for now, a very short break.
Presenting a show
You're watching the Urban Debate.
where we try to find answers for all the questions the day has brought with it. A show where instead of easing behind bickering and noise,
If we don't start planning for the future, things will only get worse. What has happened in Bangalore is a violation of an individual, a citizen's fundamental right.
authorities are forced to commit and respond on issues.
Good conduct, assume for a moment it was so, but that is not the sacrosanct criteria.
I have to follow the constitution. State government of Karnataka is very clear saying that the
They said I argued too much for a girl. I said I will win with every argument I make. I am a change maker at UPES. I am tomorrow.
It's at 8 p.m. Only on Mirror Now.
You get information on practically every device. What you don't get is the correct context. We often miss the wood for the trees. On Nation Tonight, we come with the promise of giving meaning to the information, taking you through the day's biggest events that define the state of the nation. With me at 9 p.m. on Nation Tonight.
To me, news is about one bold, strong voice that breaks silence. बोलो आपकी जान की रक्षा करते आप उनको मरवाने के लिए लेके आते हो. We go extra mile to give voice to stories that otherwise go untold. This tunnel is being constructed with the connivance of Pakistani army. We believe in asking straight, direct and pointed questions to people in corridors of power. I am Pradeep Datta reporting for Mirror Now. You first.
Your issues are my stories, and that is news to me. Resident doctors out on the street. We expose the lies, uncover the truth, and demand accountability, all for a better tomorrow. With a transformer blast, no arrests have been made. On Mirror Now, we take the road less traveled, fight all odds, risk everything, only to highlight your plight. I am Neha Hebale, reporting for Mirror Now. You first.
Okay, and the saga of shocks and turnarounds seem to be coming in steadily. This time, let's just go across to what's happening in Kashmir. Senior NC leader Omar Abdullah has accepted defeat from North Kashmir. And I'm being joined by Yavar at this point. Yavar, what does this mean? An independent candidate emerging winner? Omar doesn't seem happy at all in his post on X, but nonetheless, he has admitted to defeat. This is going to be very embarrassing.
Well, exactly. Omar Abdullah shortly from now has tweeted. In fact, I will break down that tweet. That I think it's time to accept the inevitable congratulations to the engineer Rashid for his victory in North Kashmir. I don't believe his victory will hasten his release from prison, nor will the people of North Kashmir get the representation they have a right to. But the voter has spoken, and in a democracy, that's all that matters. So finally, Omar Abdullah has accepted defeat from the engineer Rashid, who is jailed independent candidate, and you know that his two sons, they did a rigorous campaigning for their father in the North Kashmir constituency, and somehow we are witnessing that Omar has finally accepted the defeat. So as the scene in the Anantnag Rajouri seat, Mia Altaf, who is the veteran Gujar leader, he is contesting against Mehbooba Mufti, and there's a huge margin of 2 lakh plus voters. Mehbooba is also losing the ground from the North Kashmir, from the South Kashmir. And in fact, let me remember you that, but the leader of the National Conference, Aga Said Ruhullah, he has also gained the ground in the Srinagar, and he has also, there was a neck-to-neck contest between the Wahid and the Agarwala, but somehow...
Yavar, help us to put this in perspective. Baramulla had a record voting. It had seen the highest voting, and the result seems to be for a jailed independent candidate. Put this in perspective. What does this mean?
Well, exactly. If we talk about the past elections that was held in the 2019 before the abrogation of Article 370, and at that time, in favor of the National Conference, somewhere in the early morning trends, it's shown from the 0.1 range that the engineer Rashid was leading, and with a huge margin. There's a 110,000 plus votes that were gained by the engineer Rashid against the National Conference Vice President Omar Abdullah. So it led to the Omar accepting his defeat, that yes, it was the wave of the engineer Rashid gained the ground all across. Interesting to see that since there was the key seat of all across, interesting to see is that what will be the next reaction from the National Conference, because the face of the party was the Omar Abdullah, who was contesting from the North Kashmir seat. Back to you.
All right, Yavar, thank you very much, Karan. What do you make out of this? Interesting.
It is interesting. It's also, I don't know how to see this, because here is a guy who is accused of terror funding, charged with UAPA, and from
his
the
sons
jail,
were campaigning for him.
Yeah, they were. So I don't know what signal it sends. At one side, I'm happy that at least there's a huge turnout and people are believing in the electoral practices and in democracy in Jammu and Kashmir. But at the same time, it leaves a bitter taste in the mouth when I see someone who has been the recipient of terror funds is winning this seat. So it's a mixed feeling, to put it.
See, this is what happens when you subjugate and marginalize a people. This is what happens when you have the largest number of internet shutdowns in the world. This is what happens when you try to suffocate a people. The people of Kashmir are suffocating to the point that they're rejecting Omar Abdullah. The Abdullahs are friends of India. The Abdullahs have been the pro-India party of Kashmir. And today they're rejecting Omar Abdullah because of the party that Karan Verma supports. Because of their... No, what, you think...
That's a stretch, you're saying...
Absolutely. It is the stripping of the statehood.
On the contrary,
where is the Jammu Kashmir statehood? You strip a people of their statehood, you strip them of their dignity, you don't give them internet access, you keep them under constant lockdowns.
How is Omar Abdullah's defeat on that?
If they are,
he's got it completely wrong.
Exactly my point. But they did not vote for the other alternative.
No, that's what I'm saying. They are pushing Kashmiris towards the extreme choice. This is
factually,
what they're doing.
He's factually incorrect at every level. Let me rebut him.
Kashmir narrative has gone down the drain. Your Naya Kashmir narrative has gone down the drain. They're choosing terror recruits.
Let me speak now. On the contrary, he doesn't know facts. That's his